Sup nerds, welcome to the Omni4Game podcast, episode 60. I am Sean, I'm joined with Chris and Brandon as always.
Sup guys, this week's Omni4Game recap. We go over our locals as always, and then we look at an ace tier list, and then we go over your comment questions. So if you like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
First topic, locals recap. I'm going first, I'm assuming, or...
I don't know. I think we all had relatively similar scores. I don't really think it matters who goes when during this one.
I'm pretty sure I think Chris finished better than either one of us.
No, me and Brandon both had one time, one loss. Right?
Okay. Yeah. I'm definitely going first then, because I went 2-2.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay.
So I played Lord Nightmon X once again last night.
How'd your round one go?
I'll get there, Brandon. So
that was my deck that won. It's my win. I beat Sean round one.
Yours?
Yeah. That was my Gallantmon deck.
Oh, okay. I have some thoughts about some cards you have in your list, but
I mean, when was the last time you updated it?
I will tell you, there's a card in there that should never go in a Gallantmon deck. When we get to it, I'll talk about it.
I know you don't like that Gilmon, okay?
Yeah,
I know you don't like it.
BT12 Gilmon is mad trash awful. It block decks
I
all
know,
your P.
but...
It was like, I searched my Takatos.
Yes,
just
okay.
Mill them. Just mill them.
There's only like one or two but I use it for the 2000 DP inheritable.
Stupid.
That's why I use it.
So bad.
I want it big.
It is not
I want
worth
it big.
That's what she said. It is not worth it.
It's only one copy.
You have so many better cards to play besides that Gilmon. Anyway,
you lost to it. So what's that say? Huh?
Oh, spoilers. So I made like 5 to 10 card changes in my deck list just to mess around.
Yeah, deck profile is out of date already.
I wouldn't say out of date. I'm more just like testing things.
That's a fourth of the deck is different.
That's a 10th.
Yeah, but I'm testing it. I am testing some tech choices that will remain secret until I decide to post a deck list once I finalize it. Yeah.
All right. The changes are.
Yeah, I will. If you mention them, I will cut it out of the video. Anyway. So round one, I played against Will. Me and Will were there like early enough to where I was like, "Do you want to play for funsies?" And he was playing Demon Lords, and I smoked him. I saw Psychmon, and I just kept putting it on the field. I was like, Anubis Psychmon means GG. Like, there's nothing you can do about this. I just put it back on the field every turn. You just give me 10 memory.
So, context. Will messaged me earlier in the week.
Okay.
Saying, hey, Tyler wants to know if you have a deck that he can borrow for this week because he doesn't want to play what he has. And they basically, he's been playing Eosmon. He got his one win with Eosmon, so he's like, I'm done with that deck.
Week, yeah.
Right. So he's like, I
don't need to play this deck anymore. I won.
Right. So he was like, hey, do you have something built that he can borrow? And I was like, the most ready thing, because he's like, something simple, you know what I mean? Because it's just something he could pick up and just play. I was like, the most simple deck I have built ready right here, Gallantmon. Like, it's good. This is like such a simple deck. And I was like, I can bring that.
For himself?
Hold on. Yes, because Sean beat the hell out of him so hard before the tournament. He took the Gallantmon deck and then gave Tyler 7th grade Demon Lords, which is a deck that requires thought.
You have to know how the deck works in order to pilot it correctly.
Yes.
It's not just Unga Bunga turn card sideways like Gallantmon.
Yes, which will come up in my first round. Go ahead, Sean, continue.
So I like 2-0'd Will in like 15 or 20 minutes, maybe before the tournament started. And it was funny because I only had one Psychmon on my list, but I just saw it both games, and I was just like, boom, GG's, you lose.
Get riggedy wrecked.
Yeah. I saw Anubis and Psychmon both games, which obviously Anubis is also a 1-0, but I was like, yeah, out it. I'm just going to put it back on the field next turn for free.
He's in my trash, meaning I have access to it damn near permanently.
Yeah. So Will switches and wants to play Gallantmon because he's like, I don't want to lose. I think he switched after he saw the pairings and saw that I was playing against him round one.
No, it was before. It was before.
All right.
Yeah, it was before.
It never fails. Anytime I playtest someone before the tournament, I play them round 1 at locals. Like, if I play against Caleb, always play him round 1. Play against Ben, play him round 1. Like, he just never fails. I should just assume I'm playing them 2 rounds in a row, or 2 matches in a row if I playtest someone before the tournament. Anyway, game 1, he wins a die roll, which I'm like, cool, I want to go second. I had a rookie and a training and like a Lord Nightmon X and like a proto form in my opening hand. I think I had 2 rookies in my opening hand. I was like, this is a keep, especially going second. So he goes, does whatever, Evo's up into like level 4. I draw for turn, Evo, and then wisdom training, grab a level 4, and then Evo into that to pass turn. For the duration of the game, I never see a level 5. I just keep drawing rookies for turn, or proto forms, or megas. I never see a level 5. I never see any way to play the game, basically. And I never saw a second level 4 either, so like I could have promoted, but I would have just been like offering up my stack to die because of how easily Gallantmon just pops like small dudes. But I never saw a second level 4 either, so like I couldn't have played the game even if I promoted that second, like evoed into a rookie and raising again. So I just watched him kill me game 1 while I just sat there and did nothing. I just kept playing rookies to pass turn, and he's just like, okay, kill it, okay, you're dead, okay. Game 2, I open up a very playable hand. He promotes his stack, I promote, I out it very easily with my first Lord Nightmon X. Hit him for like 2 damage, and then it's his turn. He ends up killing my Lord Nightmon X, and then I just draw, and I just set up over the course of the next like 2 turns. I have a rookie and raising, and I have 3 memory boosts and 3 wisdom trainings on the field. And I'm like, all right, we good. Like, I just need him to not kill me. And he was being way too passive in my opinion. He wasn't poking me with his Gallantmon X, which gave me a couple extra turns.
I was watching his turns against Caleb when he was playing against him, and he just plays super passive sometimes. Like he had the Crimson Mode Ace, and he could have swung with it, but for some reason he just didn't. And Caleb responded, he was just like, DG Dimension?
Yeah, it's because it wouldn't have ended the game.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but you still got to get some pokes in.
Yeah, you got to put the pressure on him. Like, yeah. I think he's a little too used to the Demon Lord playstyle now, so it's making him passive when he probably shouldn't be, especially for a deck like Gallantmon. So anyways, I got
Listen, you're playing Gallant, you're already at a disadvantage. You gotta go in.
You gotta get in there, dude.
Yeah.
At one point, he paid 6 memory to Crimson Blaze me just to buy himself a turn. And I just was like, okay, set up 2 more memory boosts. I guess I just won't promote this turn. So anyways, he gave me an extra turns for no reason, which I was fine with. So through all that searching that I had done, I still hadn't seen my second or my third Lord Nightmon X. And I currently have 3 security. And the top card I know is a proto form from the first Lord Nightmon X he outed. I promote and then go to like 10 memory with all my memory boosts and wisdom trainings. I end up with like 5 or 6 dudes on the field, and I'm just digging through my deck, and I'm like, where is my second or third Lord Nightmon X? I just hit my keyboard. Okay, just wanted to make sure nothing happened. So I was like, I need it because he searched a Crimson Mode Ace, and he has a level 6 on the field. So like, I have to de-evo before I swing at him. If I see a Lord Nightmon X, he's super dead. Like, because I gave one of my other stacks Rush, so like, I can kill him super hard if I just see a Lord Nightmon X, so I can de-evo it / keep him from evoing. I draw my entire deck during that turn, and I finally get to like the bottom like 3 or 4 cards, and I'm like, I know that I've seen those cards. That means my last 2 security are my second and third Lord Nightmon X. So I was like,
dude,
cool.
It really be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I was like, cool. I literally just lose. I left myself. I choked him to 1 and left myself with 1 card in deck, and I was like, I guess I'll just hope for the best. I completely forgot that like he plays like Black Groundmon and stuff. So he literally just promoted his rookie and even into Black Groundmon, and I was like, yep, you got it. Just build the last card of my deck. But like, even if I had started swinging with him, he just Crimson Mode aces, kills the things that I can attack with, and it doesn't
blow up the whole board.
Yeah, he doesn't blow up the whole board. He's not that big. But
regardless.
I had like two
Crimson
Megas
Mode
on the
Ace?
field. Like he couldn't have cleared.
Oh, okay.
Like, I had an Anubis and a Lord Nightmon on the field, and like one or two other level 5s. Like my board was wild. I had like 3 Gazumons, but I literally just couldn't swing at him because I knew for a fact he had Crimson Mode Ace in his hand, and I couldn't stop that from happening. So yeah, I got 2-0'd real hard in the butt by Gallantmon. RNGesus was not in my favor. Round 2. Who did I play round 2? Was it? I'm spacing out. Hold on.
Bro wasn't ready.
Robbie.
No, Robbie was.
Tyler.
Robbie was 3. Hold on. I'm looking. Oh. I played against Caleb round 3.
Caleb. Okay.
Caleb was playing a black base Dexter Rugamon deck. Me not remembering I even played him should tell you all you need to know about that match. He didn't ever really do anything. I just 2-0'd him very quickly. He didn't draw very favorably, and I drew well and just like cleared all of his security before he had a chance to do anything.
All your luck recovered.
Yeah. Round 3, played against Robbie, playing some concoction that he made this week. I don't even know what to call it. I guess Magnagaru, but like the tamers and like all the hybrids in it are just so wild.
Well, it's what you have to play with Magnagaru.
Okay. It looks like a pre-release deck. Like when he sent me an image of the deck list, I was like, what is this?
Yeah, you play JP, you play Koichi, you have to play the Memory Setter Tsukuya Koji. The only one that I saw that wasn't like normal for me was Zoe, but it made a lot of sense because you could search your security and you could touch stuff in your security, and it made a lot of sense once I saw it.
Yeah, and a lot of the hybrids.
That's just how that deck plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks like if you just show an image to someone who's not familiar with that deck, which I am not, it just looks super wild. Like,
yeah.
Like I understood that it was like an actual strategy, but just like looking at it, I'm just like, what is this? But this was another game where Ben was sitting across from me, and he was like, quit playing with your food, because I wouldn't poke Robbie. I just kept clearing his board and waiting until I had like 4 Scherzies lethal, because I know better. And 1, Robbie's playing security bombs, and 2, if I start swinging at him and check a bunch of tamers and don't kill him, I probably get blown out on his turn. So
that's
I was
real bad.
Yeah, so I was being very careful, and I didn't kill him. I didn't let him die until I had like 7 or 8 dudes on the field, games 1 and games 2. Like he never got a chance to do anything. I kept choking him to 1 every single turn. Both games. There wasn't anything he could do. Round 4, I played against Magna X, playing the dual tamer, but playing the Pyodramon core.
Yeah, the Imperial lower end.
Yeah, so like playing XVmon and then playing like all of the blue-green armors, like the Toga Mogu or whatever, and like the Lydramon. Game 1, I opened up pretty slowly. He opened up the dual tamer, and
every time.
Yeah, I was at 0 security before I had a chance to really even do anything, and he had a Magna X on the field. Game 2, he did not open that quick, and I ended up killing him pretty easily. And then game 3, same thing. He just opened up a little too fast for me. I also misplayed, and I don't even know if this would have actually mattered, but it would have definitely changed like the course of the next like turn or two. But I swung through his Magna X when it was like 19k, when I was 20k with my Lord Nightmon X, and armor purged it. And then without even thinking or checking the math, I swung at his suspended Pyodramon to try to just kill it. And I forgot that he's 15,000 DP because he's still like +7 from all the passive effects in the Tama. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. I just crashed into it and killed my Lord Nightmon next deck. Yeah, sure. And then he set up like another Magna X on his next turn. I just lost, so I went 2-2.
I did check. I was below you, Chris, by 2 percentages.
Nice.
So I will go next.
What places did we get? 3rd and 4th?
No, 5th and 6th.
Who got 3rd and 4th? Ben.
Okay, actually, no. I think you were 4th. I was 5th.
Ben came in first.
Yeah,
Ben
was
first. Todd got second.
Closed it. Why do you have to ask?
That's fine.
I've already closed it.
I was just wondering. You don't have to
Chris
actually
came
check.
in
It's
4th.
fine.
Brandon came in 5th.
Yeah,
I came in 7th.
Anyway, my round 1 was against Gallant. Not the same Gallant as Sean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time somebody showed up to locals with Gallant, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't super bizarre, but it's weird that it happened twice. So anyway, I'm playing Ancient Omni because I wanted to feel better about myself after last week. I brutally 2-0'd our new good buddy Dante. Because Gallant is a 1-stack deck, and it has 0 protection, and Ancient Garu says, what stack? So, brutal 2-0, nothing really crazy about that. I did, like, soft brick game 1, and then I stole it from him, because I set Miraculous Mega Knight up, and I hard played War Greymon. I did not have a Metal Garu in hand, so I was bluffing. I was bluffing out my booty cheeks, but he didn't swing, and he didn't attempt to remove it because he was afraid. He stayed in the raising. He had 1 security left. I just hard evoed into Omni and used the Tamer to swing end of turn, trash the security and win. So I stole it from him just by bluffing. I mean, you have to respect the Omni. Like, you can't not, you know, just try to play into it, you know?
Yeah, if they risk it and you actually have it, they just lose on the spot.
They just lose, yeah. Bricking was a consistency for me tonight. So in round 2, yeah, I don't think any of us had super good luck going into tonight. Like, Sean lost to Gallant, that's all you need to say.
Technically,
That's
I lost
bad.
to myself. I don't think it would have mattered what I was playing against.
Hey, Chris, you hear that? Sounds like a bunch of excuses.
I just hope that sees the light of day.
So, you just reminded me. I personally don't think it's worth posting just because, like, game 1 is literally me just not doing anything and watching him just...
Yeah, just such a non-game.
Swing at me. And game 2, I touch myself for like 5 minutes on my last turn, but literally just can't kill him. So I just pass, and he just promotes and mills me out. So
upload it, but to subscribers only. And then if Will ever wants to watch it, members only. Yeah, members only. And then if Will ever wants to watch it, he has to go pay for it.
Yeah, pay for it.
I'll let you guys in the comments decide if you want to actually watch that. If enough people say they want to watch it, I'll post it. But if not, I don't really think people are going to want to see that.
It'll be like 2 times speed. Like, alright, this is what happens. It just goes by really fast.
I was going to say, make it a short of that last turn where you're just digging through your entire deck and you just don't get it.
God, my only 2 unknown security cards are both Lord Nightmare Nexus. So stupid.
That's so bad. I mean, it's almost as BS as what happens in my round 2. So, I played against Chris. So, game 1, Chris is low-key rolling me because I bricked. I couldn't really play that
I bricked too. What the hell? What are you talking about?
Okay, but at least you were able to stabilize and start doing stuff. So, he gets 2 Millennias on the board.
Okay.
And I have, like, 2 security.
Okay.
So he swings.
Oh my god.
He swings. Omnimon kills it. It plays itself back out. I have nothing on the board, so it doesn't do anything. Okay? Millennium.
I have no moon. I just need moon.
Yeah. He goes,
give me something.
Swing, Millennia. Alright. Omnimon. 15. Delete it again. And that made it to where he couldn't EFO and then overclock the other body to swing for game because they were both hard played, so neither of them had rush.
Oh yeah.
So he couldn't swing with overclock. So it went from him being able to kill me that turn to him like not losing. I'm pretty sure he still got me the next turn, but it just delayed the inevitable, and it was hilarious.
I only
Asked me
won.
about that, isn't it?
Yeah. I only won that game though. We're not sure, but Brandon misunderstands Wicked God, and doesn't understand that it's the next level up and stuff like that.
It's the play
And it's
cost
not.
part. I don't know
I'm
why.
sorry, not the level play cost. It's the next play cost up.
Because they're all level 7s. I don't know why I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, but yeah. So, anyways, continue.
Yeah, so I could have won. It would have sucked, but anyway. So game 2, Chris doesn't do anything, and he watches me roll him. So
Hell yeah.
I just found it just like it was like 2 minutes. Yeah. Then game 3. We're going into time. It's a pretty back and forth game. We're both at the brink of being able to kill each other. All I needed was Lobomon, and all Chris needed to do was understand what his cards did.
Moon. All I needed was a moon.
No, because remember, we went back, or you went back, and shout out to Tanner, and we saw that you actually had lethal if you would have played your turn right.
Tanner didn't tell me.
Chris
figured that out
I
himself.
figured it out.
Yeah.
Well, I told him I'd shout him out in the podcast, so.
Oh, okay.
Because we were talking about this.
You shouted him out implying that he told Chris how he should have had lethal.
Yeah, he did. He told Chris, just play your cards.
I literally watched Chris figure it out himself with no one else's input.
Tanner literally said, and I'm not putting words in his mouth, he said, man, if Chris was just a better duelist and didn't play a 4th-rate deck, maybe he would have won.
Just continue, Brandon.
Yeah, so we ended up drawing. If I would have seen Lobo, I could have bounced his only stack, swung for game, it would have been great. Chris, if he would have known what he was doing and wasn't under the clock, because that pressure does get to Chris, he get a little suspect when he getting on the clock. You don't do good plays anymore. So he ended up not seeing the lethal line, and we draw. He'll talk about that more when we get to him. And then the finals, I played against Tyler playing the 7 Great Demon Lord deck. Shout out to Will
round 3. You don't want to talk about how you got rolled by Magna X?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so round 3, I did play against Tanner.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm out of it. So round 3, I played against Tanner. He was playing Magna X with the Imperial base. I bricked game 1 and 2. He rolled me super fast. I did put up a small comeback game 2 by Omni-acing both of his Magnas and his Pyildra. So they all partitioned, and I got 3 of his Pyildras out of the way, and all he had left was a Dino Bee. So he goes into the Dino Bee and pokes at my last security, but now he has no partition left. So if I can Omnimon him again, and I have a dude coming out of raising, I win the game. But I bot decked an Omni early. I trashed one, not bot decked. I analog youthed an Omni early, so it's in the trash. I had one in hand, the one I just used to clear his entire board. One was in security, and then when I picked up my deck to put everything together, it was the final Omni was the bottom card of my deck, so I was literally never seeing it.
Good.
Don't yell at me. You hear that?
No.
No.
Your mic's not picking up. Is your cat saying something?
Yeah, she's yelling at me.
Tell her to be
trying to eat my headphones. Anyway, yeah, so I kind of got rolled. Like, game 1, my opening hand when I mulliganed was all Tamers, and I was going second, so I technically could have kept it because I had an analog youth and I was drawing for turn, and the analog youth probably wouldn't have passed turn, but that's like, you know, that's risky business. Why keep that hand when you can mulligan for a better hand? And then you get a better hand, and it's all level 6s, and you can't play the game. And then you proceed to just watch him kill you in the matter of 3 turns. Especially since he opened the turbo nuts. He literally went like rookie Davis Ken, and then curb stomped me from there. Ended his board with like 2 Magna X's. It was stupid.
Nice.
Yeah, so I got rolled. Then the finals. Stop it. Why? Why are you doing this?
Leave your pussy.
Then the finals was against 7 Great Demon Lords. And that's 2-0 my favor. Like, my deck is speed, His deck is not speed, and he is inexperienced with the matchup. So I don't think he realized how strong the Lusa Chaos mode for that deck is.
Oh, yeah. Just putting it back on the field every single turn.
Yeah. Like, I don't think he fully grasped the concept that was that card. Because Ben, when we played, actually managed to grind the game out so long that I had Ancient Guarded him 5 times, and I still couldn't finish the game off, and he ended up winning. So it's possible to win that matchup, but you just need to know what you're doing. And, you know, Tyler, it's his first time playing that deck, and it's a lot of moving pieces, so it just wasn't in his favor to begin with.
Yeah, Ben will put a Lucamon Chaos mode on the field every single turn if he's playing against like a blue deck or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so anyway, Chris, how did your night go?
So round 1, I played against Tyler, who was playing 7th grade Demon Lords. I was kind of trying to help him learn the deck round 1, so he'd have like an easier kind of night. Like making sure he hatches properly, you know, like especially like the double hatch.
Oh, yeah.
Right, and I was like explaining to him like, hey, like you want to make sure you try and open Lucamon. That's like your best opening play. And Demon Lords kind of actually has like really good cards into my deck because like Beelzemon Digivolves and like Creepymon can blow my stuff up. And even if Millenniumon comes back, it's just triggering all his stuff by deleting his stuff. So, you know, the Lucamon's pretty good. The Chaos mode. I end up winning game 1. Game 2, he's starting to try and figure out the deck. He's actually getting his mills out. And not only that, Creepymon, if it hits Millenniumon, that's 7 cards. That's getting milled, so that's that's a lot. There was a couple times where he even like rivals barraged correctly, like picked up the correct card and was using it. Like he was figuring out the deck a little bit. He was missing a couple interactions, like he did have a biting crush at one point that he didn't trigger when I was doing some of my stuff. Like I was helping him with the deck, but like cards I know he should know, I was like, if you're not going to use those, you're not going to use those. I'm not going to try and help you win.
Yeah.
I'll be trying to learn the deck. But I know it's got a lot of moving pieces and stuff. I think he missed the Lucamon Chaos mode and the Lucamon interaction once. I can't remember. Anyways. And then there was actually a turn where, because we ended up going to time, we're about to go, and we're in turns. And I get one more turn, and he's on his final turn. Well, the turn right before that, I DNA'd into Millenniumon and put his only a Unga Boonga to the top of it, or the bottom, not the bottom of his deck, but you know, I returned like 5 cards to the top of his deck. I put it at the very bottom. And so now there was no way for him to kill me because that was his only one in trash. So I ended up winning that 2-0. Round 2, I played against Brandon. Like he said, I need a lot more things to go my way than he does. A lot. Because he can roll me so hard like he did in game 2, where it literally took like 3 turns. 3 turns, that's all it takes. My Millenniumon doesn't have protection against bounce. If it's my only Digimon on board, the Ancient just bounces my hand. I lose all the value. All of it. Okay, so like, and me bricking is a lot worse than him bricking, because all my Digimon, most of my Digimon, are like 5+ memory to play.
Yeah, your deck's way slower than the Omni deck. Right.
So game 1, I got extremely lucky. 1, he misunderstood Wicked God. And, well, I also got unlucky because my Millenniumon, I didn't even need Moon or Z to kill him with my 2 Millenniumons, because he was only at 2 security. So if just one of them survives both checks, the other one just kills him. But no.
Yeah, except
two Omnis in there. Yeah. So like whatever. I get lucky with game 1. Game 2 took forever, or game 2 he rolled me, and then game 1 had taken so long that game 2 and 3 were like on a crunch
within like 15 minutes. It was crazy.
Yeah. Game 3, it was still back and forth and whatever. I was digging for a Moon Millenniumon at one point just to secure the win, but of course the last 2 are at the very bottom of my deck. So the play line that I had discovered after the match was he had hard played Omnimon to blow up one of my Digimon to secure that it didn't have lethal.
Mm-hmm.
He put me to 8 memory. All I had to do was, and I didn't see this afterwards because I was just like, oh, I'll just dig for Moon Millenniumon because if I can dig to Moon, that'll secure the win. Because he'll trash cards out of his hand, he'll trash a Tamer, he'll trash a security, and then I'll have enough attacks to kill him. Easier, more simple play is I have 8 memory, I hard play Deltamon, activate his effect. I could then add the Moon back for my trash, the one I had in trash. That could have secured the win. Again, I forget that Deltamons have the on plays like that sometimes. Like in the heat of the moment, I get so tunnel visioned on I want to do this one thing, so I just do that.
It's not
and just
also
forget
a Wind
things.
Digivolving effect?
It's both. Yeah, it's a Wind Digivolving and an on play.
So why didn't you add the Moon when you evoed into it?
He promoted it.
I promoted it.
It was in the raising.
Yeah, because I Digivolved into the Deltamon the turn before, and I was just going to promote it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I could hard play the Delta. I could have added the Moon right there. That would have been fine. But then I had more on top of that I could have just definitely secured. I could then Digivolve into Chimera, not activate its effect. I could then hard drop the Machinimon for 7, DNA into a whole nother Millenniumon, and just killed them from there.
Yeah.
The biggest part was I could have just hard played the Deltamon at any point and just added the Moon back and won from there. But of course, I forgot that it had its on play, and got so tunnel focused and tunnel visioned on. I'm just gonna activate my trainings and my analogs and just hopefully add it back. Yeah. So.
You were trying to figure out if you could get to it when I picked up your deck.
It was so bad.
They were literally
so
in
bad.
the bottom 5 cards of your deck.
Yeah. So yeah, and so we ended up tying, unfortunately. Game 3, I played against Dante. He was playing Gallantmon. Very favorable matchup for me because his stuff blows up my stuff. It just comes back and then blows up your single stack. Not only that, but he's playing red, so he bricks. Mm-hmm. So game 1 was basically not a game. He's like hard playing Growlmon turn 1. I'm like, okay, this is great. So that was pretty easy. And then round 4, played against Ben, who's playing Purple Hybrid, which I think is him and Brandon. I don't know which is a worse matchup for me because they're both pretty fast decks. And I can't, outside of Moon Millenniumon, I can't interact with them. Like, and if they're smart and know about Moon Millenniumon, they just keep their hand low enough to where it's like, I'm not getting a whole lot of value from it. Like, Brandon will just play Tamers out to keep his hand low. Yeah, he'll just dump, he doesn't care. He'll just be like, I'm just going to play, you're not going to get much value out of this.
Yeah, Ancient Garu's not going to play anything for free sometimes, but my hand's only like 6 cards, so he didn't do it.
Yeah. And then so with Ben, I think he got me game 1. I ended up getting game 2. And then game 3, I kept a hand I probably shouldn't have in hindsight because one, if Ben opens up well enough, he will just kill me fast enough. And 2, it just didn't never get fixed. Like I should have mulliganed.
You 100% should have mulliganed that. In hindsight, you should 100% mulligan that hand against a deck that is going to just run you down as quickly as possible.
Right. And then also, my security didn't help me at all. All my level 3s are 1k. Ukamon is 2,000.
Yep.
So his Ukamon both of his Ukamons getting in 4 checks for free, definitely it doesn't help. I'm never winning. I'm never winning that match. I'm never winning that.
4 checks with 2 Ukamons.
Both of his Ukamons got two swings, and they all lived because they hit Wicked God and 3 level 3s.
The second turn when he swung with him, he needed one of them to die to do.
And it didn't die.
No, it did die. One of them did die.
Oh, did it?
The first one survived. The second one died, and it let him gain a memory so he could do something else, and I think it let him kill you.
No, his Ukamons both lived. I attacked over him. I had to, otherwise I was dying the next turn, no matter what.
Right, he had to swing over it.
Yeah. Sean, both of his Ukamons lived 4 checks. They both survived 2 swings each.
I mean, that match is recorded. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that because I could have sworn
he hit 3 1K DP Digimon and like a Wicked God.
I'm pretty sure.
Or an analog.
I'm pretty sure he said I need one of these to die and one of them.
And he didn't die.
Okay.
I remember because I did this. I went like this and went slammed my hands on the table. Like,
you did that when the first one survived, but I could have sworn.
Anyway, so I ended up losing that game. I definitely should have mulliganed my hand game 3. I had like 3 analog youths in my hand, like a Machinimon and like a Millenniumon or something like that. So I was like, okay, so I only need a couple cards. I was like, maybe these analog youths will help me get there. Should have just mulliganed. Maybe against a slower deck, it wouldn't have been as bad of a hand. So
yeah,
finished X11.
Better than me.
It's still a very bad matchup for me, because I just can't interact with his stuff. And Ben's a smart player. He's not going to keep a whole lot of cards in his hand either.
Yeah, he's very familiar with Moon Millenniumon. That was something me and him were tossing around to potentially tech and Lord Nightmon X.
Yeah, so yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we have a community Discord now. So if you're interested in joining that, the link will be in the pinned comment below.
Join us and make fun of Brandon.
Yes.
Man, just make a dedicated little tab. Just be like the place where Brandon's haters gather.
I mean, I can do that. That is possible.
I mean, it'll help me with my list.
I'm assuming that's a wrestling reference.
Actually, technically, it could be, yeah. But we don't talk about who that's a reference to anymore because he's bad. We hate him.
Chris Benoit?
No, I mean, Chris Jericho. Another Chris Jericho.
I'm the learning tree. Yeah, get off my television, you dickwad.
Alright. So we are going to do an Ace Digimon tier list.
That's so many now.
That is quite a lot.
What is that? Oh well. Several of this entire bottom row here isn't real, but I can't delete them off of the tier list maker.
Those are the ones we don't have yet.
Yeah, we get these in the LM set in a little over a month, but they are currently not real.
Yeah. We could talk about them and just be like, speculate where we think they're going to land.
I guess we could if you guys are into that sort of thing. So we have S tier, tier 1, tier 2, Copium, and it's a good play.
It's a good play.
You already know where to put that first one.
Yep. Come on.
You know where to put it. I don't want you to have to. I don't want you to have to put it there, but you know where to put it. No, you think it's not Copium?
You guys think it's a good play?
Yeah. Out of
it's never who gets play. Who plays this?
I played this in Agubond. That's the only deck I've ever put it in. Oh, also the Ultimate Cup deck with the limited format that at top 32, I was playing 4 of it in there.
Oh, okay, so in 2 hyper-specific situations, it was a good play.
It was like, I played that and the only other Metal Greymon in the format as my 2 level 5s.
Alright, now put it in. It's a good play.
Alright, I mean, I think
it's not a good card.
It's not. It sucks. But I feel like it's above it's a good play. I think it's a good play is like, if you ever put this in any deck, you're
making a fundamental deck building mistake?
Yes.
That's how I feel about that Metal Greymon.
But I've put it in decks and it is a decent card in Agubond.
Okay, but hear me out. If you had a better option, like as far as a Greymon Ace would have gone, you would have played it. If they would have printed even a slightly better card, you're playing that over it like 10 times out of 10, even if it's not even Greymon support.
I really hate
I'd argue the Garudamon is way better in Bond because you can play your Tamers off of it.
That was my original choice, but you can't search that with your Agumon. It gets bot decked.
So you're trying to put it in Copium purely because it has name value?
No. I hate that I'm even
That's
having to defend this card because I don't want to.
That's what I'm saying. Why are you
I'm
defending
annoyed
this?
that I'm having to defend this, but there are cards in here that are straight up unplayable in anything, and I think those belong in this tier. I feel like this at least gets put into Copium because you can play it.
This sounds
something.
like a lot of Copium. Go ahead and put in Copium, Sean.
No.
Put in
Hold on.
Copium.
Listen,
This sounds like a lot of Copium.
is anybody in their right mind going to have Metal Greymon Ace in a deck right now?
In Augubond. If I built Augubond in this format, I would still probably play a couple copies of this.
Brandon, let him put it in Copium. He's coping really hard
The
right
card
now.
sucks.
cope.
I'm not arguing that it doesn't suck. I just
but how
don't think
much
it
does
belongs
it
in the
suck?
very bottom tier. That is it. I'm not trying to say it's a good card.
Would you like it if it was on the very top of that bottom tier?
No, I think it goes here. I think it's a good play is unplayable in like almost any context.
Okay, all right. We'll put it.
I'll
put it
say
in
Metal
Copium.
Greymon will be at the bottom of Copium. How about that?
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. All right. I hate
Tier
that I
1.
had to defend that card. That card sucks.
That's
and I'm
awesome.
annoyed
I love
had to do but
You're only defending it because it has Greymon in the name.
I'm literally not. I'm defending it because it is playable in some context.
All I'm saying
Put
is
this-
you're saying it's playable.
This is
which
too
tells
long
me
for this
it's a
card.
good
Yeah,
play.
this shouldn't be this much of a discussion about that terrible card.
This past minute has been more talk that this card's ever had on this channel than any other time
Yes.
anywhere on YouTube. All right, now put this Zudo Ace in tier 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say tier 1 easy.
All right. So no
They
S
could
tier
still see
anymore?
modern play.
I think the S tiers are going to be like level 6s and
I don't
7s. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's a better level 5 blue ace because the Weregaru is way too hyper specific, and I don't think we have any other blue level 5s after that. But I think as far as like modern playability, it's still good, but you're only ever really going to see it maybe in Mirage. Like, I don't think Imperial is ever going to find space for that again. And it's just not going to be anything in but Mirage.
Okay.
I think it's just dropped off a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Tier 1's good. Magna.
I would also probably put that in 1 personally.
I was gonna
probably
put it in
below
2.
Pseudo.
I was thinking 2 as well.
Yeah, because you're just playing. I'd rather play Angelomon Ace over that, and like I'd only imagine
that's
that
fair.
would get played in something like Security Control.
Basically,
Yeah, that's fair.
I see people
okay
trying to
with
put
that.
this in Angels, but I just hard disagree with that choice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
It's just like his DP it's basically capped at 6 unless you somehow recover beyond 6 with other cards.
Right.
Whereas Angelomon is always at -6. Like the removal is just much better.
It's just easier to do.
Yeah. Lilymon, sorry.
I'm stuck between Cope and it's a good play because, like, I don't think this card literally ever saw play except for, like, the Rose deck, and
I
that
think
wasn't
it's
even a good deck.
You can play it in that or Bloomlord because it's a fair.
I was gonna say I think it's seeing play in Bloomlord because Bloomlord is having a little bit of a resurgence. I've seen some results with it. Someone even like won an event with a Bloomlord. It probably wasn't a very big event, but he either won it or got second place using Bloom. And this was at some copies in there. I don't think it's a bad card necessarily. But I agree, it's very limited into its one little specific deck. So it probably is just like Copium, like higher than the Metal Greymon, because I think the Lilymon's better than the Metal Greymon.
It depends. They're on the same level as far as removal. Like I think the Lilymon can bot deck a 5k or lower suspended Digimon. But bot decking is superior to deletion.
I also just think that the
always,
deck it's in is better than the deck Metal Greymon is in.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
Bloomlord can at least it has like a, you know.
I would agree with that. Greymon Tribal just isn't where it used to be.
Yeah.
One day it'll return to
Right.
prominence.
Right in between them.
You don't think this is tier 2? I guess just because it doesn't see play.
Yeah, it just doesn't see play, yeah.
I think it's above
I mean, not-
Lilymon.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
It's deletion
I mean,
effect can hit anything with blocker. It doesn't have a DP cap or anything weird.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not limited. And there are a lot of blockers in these modern formats because they're trying to slow the game down.
Yeah, like you can force a Magna X player to armor purge if they swing at you without having their immunity.
I would have said, hey, bump it up to tier 2 if like even the bird deck played it, but I don't even think the bird deck played this, right?
They do. They 100% play this.
They play 4 of this, I'm fairly certain.
Do they?
Yeah,
okay, I'm thinking about the other card.
I would think just based on its playability, I would want to put it bottom of tier 2.
I don't
think
put it at tier 2. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I forgot. I'm thinking of a different card. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, there's just better level 5s. Like, in its own deck, in isolation, there are better level 5s.
I don't think I've ever seen
space for any other card. And if it ever does see play, it's usually as a one-of.
Yeah.
And at that point, why even play it?
Because all it does is draw a card, trash a card, and then stun something.
Yeah, I mean, it is both players' turns. So anytime a card effect adds a card to your hand, if it was both players' hands, that would be much better. But it's just when a card effect adds something to your hand, you can stun one of their dudes. So that's okay. Like, at least it's both players' turns.
Yeah. Brandon, have you ever played this card?
Yeah, I was just I've never seen him play it, I don't think.
I played it because I pulled the alt art. It did help me beat Caleb because he was playing alpha. I stunned his alpha when he swung, and then the next turn I was able to draw a card, obvious because I'm playing Garu, and I stunned it again. So that was nice because he was playing a 1-stack deck. Yeah. But I mean, other than that, no, I cut it from the deck almost immediately.
Okay, because
the BT-15 Mega is just way better at stunning stuff.
Yeah, the only other Garu players I've ever seen play this card were Finley, and then I don't remember his name, but that one guy that had a max rarity Melga deck that came out at the time.
Yeah, and guess how many copies he played?
1. It was an SP though.
Yeah, it was the crest one. It was nice.
Yeah, he went into it.
But yeah, no, I mean,
quickly lost.
It just doesn't help its own deck.
Yeah, it's just like, that's why I feel like this belongs in It's a Good Play, because there's not even like a version of Melga that plays
any
this
deck.
card. Yeah.
If they wanted it to be playable in any sort of fashion, it needed to be able to unsuspend itself. Like, I would have foregone the stun. I would have foregone the stun if it would have unsuspended itself.
Nah, you got enough cards to do that. Alright, next card.
Yeah, fair. Alright, Andrew Woman.
Yeah, but it doesn't have an inheritable.
I think it's above Zudo in tier 1. I don't know if it's tier yet. Yeah.
I would agree.
Its utility in the 3 Gray Angels makes it tier 1 by itself. And then the fact it's also just the best generic level 5 for Yellow, as far as aces go, yeah, easy.
Mega Kabu. Oh, sorry.
Like the effect of Angelwomon to be able to recover. Back in the day, that used to be a Megas effect.
Yeah.
We power crept it so hard that now it's on a level 5. Like, yeah, that's great.
It's literally Dynasmon Ace. Or not Dynasmon Ace, but Dynasmon from BT6.
As an ace, yeah.
The Mega Kabu, I think you can...
It gets played in Tyrant, right?
No, it's been taken out of Tyrant now since we have the promo and the other Mega Kabu Terriermon.
Mega Kabu.
Yeah, I think you can just put it. I think you can put it at top of Copium. I don't think it. I don't think it's like very good right now. It's not even seeing play in Tyrant.
Yeah. Its effect, they only played it in Tyrant because it did the things that Tyrant specifically needs to happen, and it also has that like when suspended unaffected by Digimon effects effect.
Which is nice.
I'm pretty sure it does, but
it does. I'm pulling them up as we go through them, so if you have any questions about the effect, just ask.
All right, thank you. Because some of these I don't remember exactly what they do. I don't think.
Because I do remember I do believe the promo has that same thing where if it's suspended, it's unaffected.
Oh yeah, it does. Right? On top of having a veil, so yeah, it's just
it's just been cracked out.
Yeah, it's just not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, if Tyrant wasn't a deck, that card wouldn't see play.
Right.
All right, Myotismon.
Hot garbage is also a good play.
Yeah, I think it's a good play. I mean, no, I was gonna say either that or copium because I know there was that one time Ben did like have results with it, right?
I think that it's actually a decent card. The issue is there's no purple decks to put it
That
in.
can utilize it.
I think as soon as we see a purple deck, they can abuse that card because it is open for, like, it is ripe for abuse if we just have the right deck for it.
Because I mean, think about it this way: when Ben was playing it, he wasn't playing it because it recycled a piece. He was playing it because it was a surprise blocker.
He was playing it for both.
Yeah,
because it plays a tamer or a rookie for free
tamer or rookie.
out of your trash. Yeah, tamer or rookie from your trash.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you build a Brian Mako, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think for right now we put it at the top of copium just because, like you said, there's nothing that's like really abusing right now. If we do see something that...
Yeah, it's the first one where I'm looking at it and going, that has potential to see play.
Yeah, it has potential.
It has potential.
But right now...
we haven't had a deck for it yet.
Well, aren't we getting the deck that, what is it? Piedmon Ace? Do you think it would see play in that?
I don't think so. I think that is a an archetype.
Two separate?
Yeah, it's an archetype locked deck. I forget what the archetype was, but...
It's with the pirate, right?
Yeah.
You use Piedmon and Myotismon. No. You can use the Myotismon because isn't it Myotismon and Piedmon?
DNA.
Aren't they like DNAing into the pirate guy?
You guys would have to look. I don't remember.
Yeah, give me like
Brand, check the pirate guy.
I'm watching.
Do we remember what set he's coming in? Is it EX or is it 19?
I think it's EX.
It's EX8, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's EX. Yeah, it's EX. Alright, he is a DNA of Pied and Myotis, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you could play it in that.
So you can play it in that. Okay. So maybe it gets abused in that deck. Pick up your Myotismons now, guys.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's only 4 memory to drop, so like imagine you promote your
cost.
Oh, it's a 5 cost? That might be a little bit more difficult. If you had like a memory tamer and like a memory boost, you can go up to 5, hard play this, and then DNA if you promote like a Piedmon, already have one on board and DNA.
Yeah. End of turn DNA inheritable.
Since we don't know what that deck looks like or whatever, I'm fine keeping it right there until like, something changes.
Yeah. All right.
You already know. Yeah.
Valk.
That's
Valk is easily the first S tier.
This is where I think a lot of like the level 6s and 7s are going to go as the S tier. Some will probably be tier 1 or below, obviously, but like S tier, I want to be like, hey, these can win straight up games. Like Angelomon and Zudo are good, but they're not winning you the game.
Yeah, like Valk is a blowout if you walk into it at the wrong time.
Yes, like this plus Edomon
it's so good.
Game changing. I love it. Yeah,
it's so good.
So good. Yeah, I don't there.
Yeah. I really want to say I want to say S tier or
also put some at S.
I was thinking tier 1.
I was thinking top of tier 1 or S tier because it's got D-Digivolution.
Yeah,
it's got D-Digivolution and it's only one stage.
Blowout that Valk is if your opponent Vikes you, you're like, oh, that kind of sucks, but like it doesn't out anything by itself.
Right.
It's also D-Digivolve 2, by the way, Chris.
Oh, 2. You're right.
Yeah, like he has to attack in order to have any removal effect.
Right. I'm okay with putting it at the top. It's either top of tier 1 or bottom of tier S. So I'm okay with either one of those spots.
I feel like S tier should be limited to absolute blowouts if your opponent hits you with it in the
I'm fine with that
window. And like, yeah, that can kind of suck, but like he doesn't directly out anything.
Right.
That's fair.
All right. I forgot specifically what the fighter mode ace does, Brandon. Can you remind us?
Yes, so of course hand counter blast. On play when digivolving, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon to the bottom of the deck. End of attack once per turn, unsuspend this Digimon. Then, if Dragon mode is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. So when this guy comes out, he's basically guaranteed bot decking any one card on the board. Because the DNA stack is going to be pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I see, and this is another problem with this. It's like very limited to what it gets played in. It's only being played in Imperial.
Yeah.
At least with the Vicomon Ace, you can play that in a blue or a black deck.
Yeah.
Or like Mother Control, which is basically a black deck. I'm okay with putting this behind Vicomon Ace because when this card does come out, it can win games. Like you're bottom decking some stuff, and then most of the time you're doing it on top of the dragon mode, so you're
only paying 2 instead of the 5.
Yeah, you can cheat this
Right.
guy out outside
With
of the
Progenitor.
counter timing window because of the dragon mode effect.
Well, also Progenitor, you can just Evo through it that way.
Yeah, true. So there's a couple ways to just go into this guy outside of the counter timing window for free. But yeah, he's like super archetype locked. So yeah,
He's never going to see play outside of that.
Yeah, I mean, you could play it in a stack deck that's playing blue or green, but I feel like you have better options most of the time.
Agreed.
Speaking of, Grand Kawaga Ace.
See, this is another card that I really like because it has Tamer interaction.
Which is still very rare for our game.
Yeah. I want to put it, but the thing is, you only really see it in Tyrant. You do get to see it in some like Dark Master decks, but like nobody's really playing that.
The problem is it's
color.
Like half green.
Yeah, it's half green and half purple.
If that other color would have been anything other than green, I think it sees a little more play.
I think it's a tier 1 ace, just because of how rare Tamer interaction still is in our game.
Agreed.
And the fact that, like, he's not an absolute blowout, but being able to delete any Tamer, no matter, like, there's no restriction, you just have to be able to suspend it with his effect, or it's already suspended, and you can stun up to 2 things at the same time. Like, I think that's a really good effect.
Do you want to put it? Do you want to put it behind Imperial or or behind Angel Mones?
You don't think? I think it's better than fighter mode, honestly.
Think it's better than fighter?
I think you can make an argue that it's better than Vicomon because it does have the Tamer removal as well as the stun. Whereas with Vicomon, he does the Evo and stun, but I think Grand Kawaga stun is more consistent, and the fact that it removes the Tamer is.
Oh, we're also forgetting its other effect. You can get security tech +1.
Oh
too,
yeah, true. I
and
completely
it's
forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can put it at the top of tier 1 if you want.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, not an absolute blowout, but if your opponent drops this on you and deletes your precious Tamer, you're gonna feel real bad about it.
Especially since it's played in a deck that plays it for free.
Yes.
Alright, so what is next? We're on to BT17?
Crimson mode.
Okay.
I think
The problem is he's solid red.
yeah, so the decks that can play him are extremely limited, and not a lot of red decks are meta/tier 1 that would even play this. I think the only meta deck is Red Hybrid, which would
and they wouldn't even, I wouldn't play this. Top of tier 2 is fine.
You think tier 2? I think he's
You think Copium?
I think he's tier 1.
I would say
Tier
he's
1,
okay. Tier 1.
Yeah,
he has a really good ceiling, but nobody's taking advantage of it yet.
Yeah, he's waiting for the right deck similar to Myotismon, except for he has a way more powerful effect.
Like
I know we're getting Gallant support in a couple sets, so maybe that can help push it over the edge.
And he can win games.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine the Gallant support that we get gives it protection, which it desperately needs, and helps you mill your opponent more.
Yeah.
We haven't read the new stuff yet, but imagine, he can be just a win button.
Like, you can just put this in a deck and play it as an 8-cost option.
Right, as an option card, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a Gaia Force on with legs.
Literally. He's a Gaia Force / it's not even a Gaia Force, it's like a bigger there's a couple of Gallantmon options that delete up to the number of DP.
Yeah.
Like, he can clear tall or wide boards.
Yeah. He's definitely going in.
Yeah. Alright. Shine Greymon burst mode.
I think I'd probably put it somewhere around Crimson mode, maybe just above him, because this card is very good in.
I was thinking tier 2 as well,
Gray.
Sean. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he is good. The issue is he's not good by himself.
Yeah, he's like good at like killing a single stack, and if you're, he plays out a tamer. But if you don't have enough tamers out, like he might not be able to kill anything.
Yeah, that's the issue. You can't just like drop this guy with nothing on the field and be like, okay, kill that stuff.
Right. At least with the Crimson, you can do that.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe if Yellow Hybrid sees a comeback.
I mean, you could definitely play this in some of the new hybrid decks that have yellow as their like top end.
Yeah. I mean, he can even on top of Ancient Garu.
He can. The issue is you're probably not playing any yellow tamers in that deck to give him an extra checks, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Paladin mode.
I think it goes over Valk.
I think
It literally kills it. Okay, we can put it under Valk. You're right, but I think it literally kills an entire color. It kills purple.
It doesn't.
I don't think it hard kills them.
Not purple hybrid. Not purple hybrid.
It doesn't hurt Lord Nightmon X either.
Like, that's a black deck.
That's a black deck.
Come on, man.
You're playing all this.
All your best effects. Your best effects are black. Collision. Digivolve.
It's literally
Anubis is just a purple card.
Alliance is a purple effect.
That's a green effect.
No,
that's a green effect.
It's purple. It's purple, green, and yellow.
Green got it first, so it's a green effect.
Whatever. Listen.
Purple got it as well. They got it at the same time.
The thing that makes Lord Nightmon X. Yeah. The thing that makes Lord Nightmon X not a black strategy. God, why did I say that with such a vitriol? Is the fact that he gets the Alliance by deleting another Digimon, he can unsuspend. That's purple strategy. That's what purple does. They delete their own dudes to do extra stuff.
That's Cerberus.
That's a purple strategy. I know.
Okay, I agree.
Using a purple strategy.
But when this comes out, though, it's stripping all of that.
Yes, but it doesn't actually out anything when you ace into it.
That is the worst part. You're right. So that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with putting it behind Valk.
Yeah, I'm cool with being an S tier. I just don't think it goes above Valk.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay. There are certain matchups where that is just, hey, I win. Sorry.
Yeah, like against Demon Lords, it resets their entire game state. It's pretty rough for them, but all right. Omni Ace.
S tier, easy.
I think that goes. I mean, does it go above Valk? I think with its deck.
Thinking about putting this in S tier because I don't think it goes in S tier.
Dude, it's a straight board wipe.
It is archetype locked. You can't just splash this.
It is.
Oh, that's ancient.
I mean, you can. It just won't be good.
Literally, that is an archetype. Literally, all of these other cards besides the fighter mode are just splashable. You can just put them in this color and you're fine. This guy cannot just be splashed into a deck like that.
I'm fine with putting it at the top of tier 1.
No, put him in
because it literally wins games. Once you have that plus the option card set up, I mean, you're never safe, and your board's getting wiped.
And that is in that archetype. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying like
Sean's not wrong here. Where he's saying you're only playing it in the one deck.
Listen, this is definitely
he's right.
This is definitely not my personal bias of this being the only deck I've loved in the past like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the best ace card printed.
I'm fine with putting it in tier 1 if you guys want to.
Just at the back. I want to put it. You're not wrong, Sean. Like you could put it behind Crimson.
Okay.
Behind
I'm
Crimson?
fine with it. I mean, yeah, because dude, say you go into this and you don't kill me, and then I just hard drop Crimson, it kills it.
Yeah.
With what stack? You're just gonna hard drop your Crimson?
I just hard drop it.
You just put Crimson mode on the field
for 3 memory. For 3 memory. Yeah, for 3 memory. If this is not winning you, if you do not win the game off of this, and then I just like have a crimson in hand, I just go crimson for 3.
You know, just to spite both of you, I want it to be above crimson.
Okay, well, good thing I control the mouse.
No.
Sean's not wrong. To get its full effect, you have to play it in that deck.
Yeah, I wish it were more splashable than that, but it's just not. Like, you have to be
It's still a good card.
Yeah, it's literally like Ragna.
Yes.
Like, it is hyper specific as to how you can blast into it.
Ragna Ace, yeah. The other one is a little bit more splashable.
Listen, my feelings are hurt, and I will never recover.
Okay. All right. Next card.
Dynasmon Ace.
S tier because we really want someone to buy the SP.
Someone actually did buy it, by the way. They bought it either this morning or late last night.
Oh, really? For how much? You don't have to tell me. You can just tell me later.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. I'll let you know what the
final prices after TCG and all that.
Because I haven't pulled it up
nice.
yet to look at it. I got the email.
I need to be reminded of its entire effect. I don't even think is it even the best Dynus?
Dynus X is better.
Dynus X.
Do you want me to read it for you real quick?
Yeah, please read it real quick, Brandon.
On play, when digivolving, when attacking. By trashing your top security card, one of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 6k until the end of the turn. All turns, while you have 3 or fewer, this Digimon gains blocker and 4000 DP.
Oh, that's right. Put it in.
If you're Blast Evoing, he's only negging one dude by 6k.
Yeah. Is it copium or it's a good play?
This is like a card you want to go into on your own turn.
Yeah.
And that's not what an ace is supposed to be used for.
Yeah.
Agreed.
After testing this archetype, it unfortunately just blows. He's designed to where like you ace and then you block them after making them smaller, and you get a buff when your security is a certain threshold. But like, yeah, the best way to
you're losing security for it.
Yeah, the best way to play this card is actually what Brandon said, is proactively and just evoing into it on your turn. Which is
because that's a potential neg 12 instead of only neg 6.
Yeah, which is not.
You're at least, yeah. And you can even spread it out. Like, you can do 6 here, 6 there. But, like, yeah, no. Like,
yeah, I think
play Heaven's Judgment.
Sadly, he just wasn't designed to be up to snuff.
Yeah.
I'm actually not sure. I feel like he's more playable than Weregaru.
Okay.
But, I mean, he's probably better.
He's got to be better than the level 5s down there, right?
I'm thinking maybe somewhere around here.
Right there.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. And before all the Dynasmon stands come after us, I wish this deck was better. Because I tried it, and it's just...
I agree. Doesn't the other base one just have Raid? Doesn't that just make it, like, better than this one?
He has Raid too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Dynus?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Dynus Ace? Does it have Raid?
Unless he gets it from something in his archetype. No, he does
maybe
not
the
have
rare one does. I know the...
Yeah,
I know
the
X
rare
has
one
Raid.
has it. Okay.
Maybe the rare one does, but yeah.
You already know where to put this next card, Sean.
Yeah, I'm thinking right here.
Oh, not better than Valk. Okay, you're right. I mean, yeah, Valk again. Just ends games.
Being able to ruin mode your opponent on their turn is just disgusting.
Yeah, shuts down a turn.
Shadows Rush is really good though.
The rare Dynus does not have Raid either.
Oh, so it's literally just Dynus X. Okay.
Yeah,
Dynus X is by far the best Dynus.
I don't even think we need to say much about Shadow Seraphimon Ace. Like, I just think it's like a really good card that just completely takes over games.
Yeah, like the fact that Mother Control was just like, hey, this is ours now.
His only weakness is once he hits the field, unless you're playing a deck that gives it barrier, it is kind of
squishy.
Yeah, it's not
fragile.
The best. You'd rather just have it standing and force your opponent to get around it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he'd be better if it said when this card was suspended minus 5k to something, rather than when an attack gets redirected, because it doesn't let you swing with him and then get that 5k.
Right.
I think he would have been way too good probably, but if they gave him collision, he would have been so much better.
Jesus.
Because then you can swing with them proactively and still minus 5k to something because they're forced to block, but still a really good card.
I mean, the fact he's also 3 Green Angels is...
Yeah, he easily goes in 3 Great Angels, and they do give him barriers. Like, he's much better in that deck than he is in most others, just offensively.
So, Sean, you've tested this. What are your thoughts on the Lord Nightmon Ace?
I, from what I understand, it's very locked, and I know Sean doesn't like the Dark Nightmon version, but even in that version of the deck that I've seen get results, they only play like 2 copies of this, I think, at max. So I don't know. It just seems very locked into its archetype. I don't know, Sean. You got, like Brandon said, you've had more playtime with it. I was thinking like maybe tier 2, like top of tier 2, or somewhere in there, maybe behind Shine.
Hard to say. A big issue I have with this guy is he doesn't have an on play.
Right.
I think it would be significantly better if you could just pay 7, play him, and then play something else from
play a Nightmon.
Yeah, because then you could go level 6 and then play level 5 for free for 7 memory, and I think that would actually be pretty good. And you could like splash him in certain things, assuming you were playing Nightmon and text cards. But him not having an on play means like you have to Evo into him, which a lot of the strengths of some of these aces are the fact that it's also an on play. And just like the way you have to build the deck to play him is unfortunate. If they had just made him yellow black, like you could have played it in BT5 Lord Nightmon and it would have been fine because you have level 5s all over the field when you have Lord Nightmon out.
Right.
I mean, heck, just make it to where you give him the brackets where he says he can Evo on top of Nightmon for a cost of 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That is another issue I have with him. He doesn't have an alternate Evo condition. He just Evos for 4 on purple or black. He should have Evoed on top of Nightmon and text for 3 memory. I agree with that, Brandon.
So yeah, for that, I think somewhere in tier 2. I'll let you decide where, but that's my thoughts.
I don't even know if I want to put him in tier 2.
You thinking like Topico?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. As the Lord Nightmon stand, you know, I'll let you have your way, unlike you guys with mine.
He is hyper archetype specific on top of not having an on play, and the archetype he is locked into, unfortunately, is not even the best way to build that deck.
Yeah.
Like
Sag 5000.
Yeah. If it was an on play, I would maybe bump him up into tier 2, but like the fact that it's only when digivolving is just so sad. They were afraid to make him too good, which even then he wouldn't have been too good, but
they said, don't worry guys, we cooked with the next ones. Yeah. With the Lord Nightmon X. We cooked.
So dumb. Oh yeah, I forgot he does give everyone collision that has as much or less DP as him.
Yeah. That's like the best part of his effect. That's what I was thinking tier 2, because it's like that is a whole lot of collision.
Yeah, fair enough. I forgot about that. I'll put him at the bottom of tier 2, just because of that solid passive effect. All right, Susan Ace. This one's randomly over here. Oh, never mind. We just went through the BT18 cards. Okay, this makes sense now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we got any of the ace cards from BT19 in the 2.0.
Yeah, I don't think we did either. The only one I can think of is the blast mode ace. This is what we didn't get. I can't remember the other aces.
So I think another problem with this Susan ace is it is kind of locked into playing
a very specific deck for him.
Like, I think you can play it in other decks, and it's okay, but it's only going to get its, like, full maximum value in the hybrid deck.
Yeah.
I will say, you can just splash this in literally any color as an ace option, because it does just delete somebody when it comes out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's got to be up there with the Omni Ace.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it comes out, it's bare minimum deleting something with 12k DP.
And it's when attacking is to trash your opponent's security, it has to have
the
tamer
tamers in its sources, yeah.
Yeah, so it's specifically reading it, just so we're aware.
Mm-hmm.
It's when attacking by placing up to 5 tamers from this Digimon's Digivolution cards as your bottom source or security cards. For each card, God, this thing is written so weird.
Yeah.
For each card, 1. Is that is that just written wrong, or does it say like that?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, yeah, I'm reading the actual card, because in the actual text, it's not how it's written.
Oh, yeah, don't read the text on TCG Player. It is commonly wrong.
It's not TCG Player, it's the Digimon Dev, which is usually pretty good about this. Okay, so, anyway, by placing up to 5 tamer, blah, 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 as your bottom security cards, for each one, crash your opponent's top security card. For some reason, they threw an extra 2 words in the little text. Weird. It was tripping me up because that's not how sentences work. That's not sentence structure.
So
yeah, I think the only issue for me is you have to be playing this in a hyper specific style deck. But you know what's really funny about this is I could theoretically play this in Ancient Omni. Because I spam the board with tamers. You swing at me while I have a level 6, I can just
You can't get the tamers in his source.
Yeah, you have to have the tamers in the source.
Yeah.
You think you can just take tamers from the board and put them into your security and trash security? No, sucker. You gotta have them in your sources.
That's what the option card's for.
I mean,
I guess
you'd have to play the option card on top of him. He doesn't just do that by himself. If he did, he'd be significantly better.
Screw you guys, I got cookie dough. What do you have?
I think another thing though, Brandon, you have to realize is I don't think you can just do that for free. I think Susan has a condition where you can only digivolve if they have some hybrids in there, and I don't think the option card ignores that part.
His blast DNA doesn't care. Or his blast digivolve.
Okay. I think it can go behind Omnimon.
Okay. He is at least splashable. All right.
Yes.
Fire chicken.
I agreed. The problem with this is you're not playing this outside of Devas, right? So is it just it's a good play because it's not copium?
I think it's behind Metal Greymon because it's a level 6 that deletes a 6k or lower. It's literally the same effect on a level 6 instead of level 5.
I guess, and it's also when attacking, right? It's both.
Yes.
You can do it multiple times. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's once per turn, though. You can't do it both in one turn.
Right.
Also, he will give himself security check +1 when he does that.
Yeah, which is always nice checking 2 security with a 12k ace Digimon with 4 overflow.
Also,
I always feel really safe when I do that personally.
Always.
Also, he does have that on deletion where he deletes your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. So if your opponent outs it, you get a little bit of a rebate.
Alright, fair enough. I forgot about other on deletions. Okay,
I put it above the Lily.
I think it
probably I think it's better than the Dynus. Yeah, tier 2? Okay.
Yeah, just because of the deletion effect, I think probably bumps it up.
Alright.
Actually, this is better than Lord Knight.
You think so? Better than Lord Knight?
Yes.
Okay, alright.
Lord Knight.
People are gonna be very upset that we just put Fire Chicken that high.
Not if I mean, fine. We'll put it.
I'm fine with it. No, I'm fine with it. I like it. You're right. I mean, it has a bunch going. Security attack +1 deletes something, and on deletion blows up a Digimon. I mean, that's a lot of effects.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Jiquei and I think the Azulong are the best 2 out of these 4 by far. Azulong actually saw a lot of play for a while.
Yeah, Azulong is the only one that's splashable.
Yeah.
Speaking
I mean, just being able to bounce stuff, and then he also has an on deletion. I was thinking either top of tier. I was thinking top of tier 2 or bottom of tier 1. Don't you do it, you son of a.
I mean, you can play it in blue or yellow, and both of those colors are like relatively strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but what modern deck is going to be playing this?
I mean, if this got dropped on you, you'd be very surprised and imagine it blew you out.
It bounces a
Yeah,
level 5 or lower, and then on deletion, is it lowest level or highest level?
Highest level.
Highest level?
Delete highest level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Ebb and Woo.
I don't think it's awful, but it doesn't. It's like on deletion, it removes something, right? But it's like a regular effect, just isn't as good as chicken or dragon thingy. So I'm thinking copium, right? Because it just suspends stuff when it comes out,
It
right?
also
It
stuns
suspends
their
and
board.
stuns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It keeps everything from unsuspending during their unsuspend phase.
And his on deletion is
Okay.
actually god awful because it only deletes one of their opponent's suspended Digimon.
True, I forgot about
So
So
copium,
your opponent
yeah,
can play around that so bad.
that.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Copium. All right, it's a good play. It's a good play. Duh.
Yeah, he wasn't even good his own deck. That's all you need to say.
I'll put him above that because his on deletion at least is removable. It's highest play cost.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, highest play cost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
The fact that he doesn't do anything when he evos is so stupid.
yeah. So I'm going to give our viewers a reminder of what his effect is so they can remember how god-awful bad this card is.
Yes.
So, no wind digivolving.
Nope. No on.
So it's opponent's turn once per turn. When your security is checked, if that card is a Digimon card with the Diva trait, play it without battling and without paying the cost. I hope you know what your security is because Bayumon doesn't.
So bad. If it's on deletion is the only thing that salvages it is like a card.
Yeah, because it's just highest play cost.
Yeah. It at least has some removal in it.
Bad
Right.
card is bad.
Alright. Ragna Ace.
This is in EX6.
Yes, the X6.
Okay.
I was thinking like maybe here-ish.
Yeah, I
I think
mean,
it's better than the Garudamon and the
he gets
and the
hard
Magnamon.
carried. He gets hard carried by his inheritables, not him.
Yeah,
His
I mean he has very good effects.
issue is he's archetype locked, and it's it's 2 level 6s.
And it's an archetype that doesn't
Right.
easily get those level 6s to pop.
Don't
the
make
F
me bring
off.
Ragna back, Brandon. Don't
Please
make
do.
Yeah, do it.
I would love to play Lord
Paladin
of
mode-
X into Ragnar.
Paladin mode's in my deck right now.
Well, Sean, I have Digivolve protection and collision. Collision would probably hurt.
All right, so have your level 6 on the field, and then I go
Oh,
to Lord
yeah.
Digimon X, de-evo it, and also say it can't evo, so you can't even ace me even if you have a level 6 on the field.
My stuff would be unaffected by your stuff.
Okay, do you have blocker?
He does.
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
Okay, so let's say you already Ragna aced me. You have blocker, I promote and swing for 20,000 DP with collision. What happens?
I pick up my cards and I go home.
Yeah. If he was just 2 level 6s.
No, I agree. I agree with it. I'm okay with this. I just don't like it behind this stupid Garudamon.
I mean, all right, fine. There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Like his effect is really good. You know what? Actually,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Pop a tier 2.
He at
Okay.
least does something when you hard play him.
Yeah.
By
True. He
himself.
does. Right. He does have like a on play.
Yeah, he's a trash top security, and then he's unaffected by your opponent's Digimon effects or just effects. Period.
I will double check.
Okay, and then
I'll
he
play
has-
when Digivolving. Trash the top card of your opponent's security stack, and this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects until the end of the turn.
and he
Or
has
their turn.
He has raid and what else?
Raid and reboot.
Okay, it's like he can at least like just be hard slammed and do stuff.
I think another good thing about this is even if you do just on play it, there are cards in the archetype, the Zubas and Ludamons and stuff, where you can just
Get under
activate
it.
their effect
Start
and
tucking.
tuck it on. start tucking it under him. So it's like at least he starts to get that value if it stays on a board for a turn.
Yeah.
That sounds like some heavy machinery back in the day, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
That was a wrestling reference.
Bonnie Ace.
Yeah.
Is it a tier 2 or tier 1 card?
I mean, the fact that it didn't even really see a whole lot of play in its own 3 Great Angels deck, I think says enough.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in tier 2.
2?
Like, maybe...
I'd put it maybe above Magna.
Yeah, like around here.
Because its effects are good. I just think you guys are right. In 3 Great Angels, there were just better cards to play.
Yeah. I would
like
say...
Valk.
Yeah. Valk is a better 3 Great Angel than Ophani.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even have the traits.
The issue with Ophani is I wish it just recovered on either player's turn instead of giving you an extra check and attacking on your turn. I think that was a poor decision.
It just doesn't make sense because you would have thought that its effects would have been a little bit more similar to Angelmon Aces since it is like they're the 2 cards.
Yes.
Right, but it's like completely different.
Yeah.
Like Angelomon's a defensive card and then Ophanimon's like an offensive card. So it's like, where's the synergy?
The opponent's turn is basically the same effect except for slightly buffed, but the your turn effect, which I get, they were trying to make it like red because it's half red.
Right.
But I wish they had just been like, we'll ignore the fact that this thing is half red and just say it does the same thing on both players' turns.
Right.
Serafi.
I don't remember seeing this get any play. Is it Copium? Because I don't even think, because people were playing the old Serafimon over this, right?
Yeah. Trying to think where it makes sense to go.
Brand, will you read its effect to me real quick? Because again, I've never had this played on.
I can tell you what this card does, but we can
Okay.
So, on play, when Digivolving, recover 1.
Yep.
All turns,
Okay,
once
that's
per
not
turn.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a straight recovery like Magna.
Mm-hmm.
On play, when Digivolving, I already read that. All turns, once per turn, when a card is added to your security stack, return one of your opponent's Digimon with as high or low a level as the number of security cards to the hand.
That's not bad. I've never had this played on me.
The issue...
It's got to be at least tier 2, right?
The issue is the farther the game goes along, the less value you get out of it.
Yeah, I do think he probably goes somewhere in the back of tier 2.
Like, what does this do when you blast Evo while you have 1 security?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Recover 1.
It just gives you an extra card in security.
Yeah, it's a gaggle of nothing there.
At least above the Lord Daimon. Well, dude, the Lord Daimon Ace gives everything collision, and in that deck,
I would put this like top of Cope, or bottom of tier 2.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Either one.
Because at least it's got an on play. At least it's got an on play to recover 1.
Yeah.
Now let's go talk about a good ace. Oh wait, no, there's still one more, isn't there? Yeah, there's still.
We got Masty Ace first.
Yeah, Mass stay first.
Where's Ben at when you need him?
Yeah, Master Ace is good. It's just like outside of a little couple fringe decks, like it's not seeing play.
Isn't this also super? No, it's not archetype locked, right?
You can play it. You can play it in decks that have level 5s that are like synergizing with it, like 3 Great Angels. Not 3 Great Angels. Right. What is it called? 7 Great Demon Lords. I don't know why I got those mixed up.
You can't.
Because of the Luce.
You'd have to be playing Angelmon and Lady Devimon to ace into it.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying DNA in general.
Oh.
But people, I think, would much rather play the other Mossdaemon in that card's place.
Yeah, I don't think you would ever get with 2 Chaos modes into this.
Yeah. What was the other deck I was thinking of that plays?
I've played this in my 3 Great Angels list when I first was messing with it.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I played a couple of late devs and was playing a few of these.
Because I think he had to borrow one of our Mossdaemon Aces before.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know, Sean. I don't know where you would put this. I don't ever remember playing against it or seeing it played on me.
I don't think I played against you guys because I only had it in there for like a week or two before I ended up cutting it for other consistency cards.
Right.
It was
Yeah,
nice
'cause it's
having
like, why play the Lady Debbie? It's just gonna be a dead card in hand if you don't have this.
Yeah, Lady Debbie can search your deck though. The one I was playing.
Oh, was the one that can also evo on top of yellow?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess not too bad.
I'll let you just touch on.
You can just splash this in Angels without Lady Dev because you can just hard play her or Evo into her and play back one of your level 5s from your trash or your hand for free.
Right.
I think she goes somewhere in tier 2 though. I would say maybe above Ofani.
Okay.
Just because I'm thinking like if I'm playing 3-grade Angels. Granted, I did at one point have Ofani in my list after I cut Mastamon. If I were to decide between putting one of these two back in, it would be Masty first.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
You already know.
Alright, so I'm thinking right here.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Cherubi Ace is so good.
So good. Best 3-grade Angel by a good bit.
3 mile.
Yeah. The other two are laughably bad in comparison.
Yeah.
Premium DP reduction, Alliance, plays a G for free.
Everyone was sleeping on it when I said this card's gonna be so good, and I started playing it in Numamon, and then I was like, I'm playing this in the wrong deck. I should have been playing this in
That's
Good Angels.
Yes. Disgusting in 3-grade Angels because it's, you got built-in protection, it expands your board, it lets you be aggro.
Right.
Such a good card.
Oh, you just did that thing that's gonna play you out of body. What if I Cherubi Aced you and played my Floodgate that told you to eat a bag?
Yeah, what if I played Pillamon off the Cherubi effect?
Have you considered maybe playing a different deck?
Yeah. Nice partition, Imperial player. Alright, Saber Leomon.
It's a good play.
I legitimately forgot. He minuses 8k to 2 things. Is that what he does?
I think it's just.
I don't even know what set this guy is in. Isn't he 7?
Yeah, EX7.
Yeah.
It's part of the Nature Spirits archetype.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, put him. You know where to put him.
What does he do, though? Remind me what he does specifically.
I'm still trying to pull it up. What color is he? Green?
Yellow, green.
Yellow, green.
I don't want to throw him in. It's a good play just because he's a Nature Spirit card. I do want to give him a fair shake.
Fine. On play, when Digivolving, 2 of your opponents suspended Digimon. So they already have to be suspended. Get negative 8k DP until the end of your turn.
Wait, so he doesn't suspend?
He doesn't suspend.
Okay.
When Digivolving, when attacking once per turn. Oh, okay, yeah, he does. It's just not part of the first.
Okay, but you can order them.
Yeah, so if you on-play him, you're not suspending anybody, but if you Evo into him, blast, or otherwise, you can. Okay, so...
I need to read him myself.
Also, where... No, okay, there it is. Never mind.
Yeah, so the latter part of the effect is when Digivolving, when attacking once per turn, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have no unsuspended Digimon, this Digimon unsuspends.
It's so bad that it's not just 2 instances of minus 8k. Like, he has to spread it out. They were afraid to let him kill a Mega or a level 7.
Yeah, How dare he? How dare he try?
I would be willing to put him in Copium somewhere because that is potentially outing like 2 level 5 or lowers.
Alright, as long as it's above the Metal Greymon.
Well, yeah.
Somewhere above that.
I was thinking... Actually, he might be top of Copium.
Okay.
You think he's better than
I like Leomon, so...
Yeah. I guess I can vibe with that.
I mean,
at least the Leomon's doing something late game.
Actually, he doesn't have the on-play to suspend. We'll go here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that feels right.
The hell is that next card?
Beelstar Ace. I forgot exactly what she
that's
does,
the,
but I do know she is archetype locked AF.
And that a new archetype is bad, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not great.
It sucks. Ben.
Okay,
I
so-
mean, yeah,
messed
Ben
around
gave
with
up on it.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, this is bad."
All right, so to give you the exact effect, on play when digivolving, return one option card from your trash to the hand. Then you may use 1/3 Musketeer trait option card from your hand without paying the cost. When attacking once per turn, by trashing one option card from this Digimon's Digivolution sources, you may use 1/3 Musketeer trait option card from your hand without paying the cost. So I think it's a good card for its archetype,
good.
but the
Yeah.
fact that it's in this archetype is the problem.
Yes,
Right.
Hard locked.
Yeah. It
In the
is
archetype
very
version.
specific.
You want to put it at the somewhere in Copium or bottom of tier 2.
How are we comparing it to Lord Nightmon?
I mean, Lord
I'd say
Nightmon
Lord Nightmon's
better.
at least has collision, or at least gives
Yeah.
everybody. It has collision,
mean-
but it also gives everybody else collision.
I will say, this one right here, at least it's letting you use an option card like 3 times.
I mean, but how do we feel about Underboob?
My issue is how archetype locked it is. It is not splashable at all.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, then you got to put it in Copium somewhere.
I was thinking top of it's a good play, honestly, because of how bad that archetype is now that they've like rebranded it.
I'm fine with that too.
I think it's better than the Metal Greymon.
I can at least put the Metal Greymon in anything.
Yeah,
That's
he's
fair.
got a point.
Yeah, alright.
Because, I mean, so far, the only cards we have, and it's a good play, like, Bihumon is basically hard archetype locked.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. Garu, you'd only ever play it in a Were deck, and you don't play it in that deck. And then Beelstar Ace, it's in its own archetype, and I'm sure you play 3 to 4 copies, but the archetype sucks.
Indeed.
All right.
Speaking of which,
Yeah, these are LM cards, Brandon.
Yep, I already have them pulled up.
Okay, Serious Mon. Can you remind me what each, like, as we go, what each of these does? Because I did not remember.
the blue one's gonna be the only one that is probably above. It's a good
Hey,
play
They
in
don't play it
Copium.
anymore. They have
Hey,
Hexablow
don't-
now.
Don't say that, alright? Because them Gamamon players, they're going to come after us.
I mean, I think the Serious Mon, I would never put it in a deck, but I think it is borderline playable.
Yeah, so it's full effect. On play, when digivolving, you may place one card with Gamamon and its text from your hand as Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. For each color in this Digimon's sources, add 1,000 DP to this deletion effect maximum. Altern once per turn. When another Digimon is deleted, gain 1 memory. So yeah, multicolor red decks could actually play this, unironically.
Yeah, bare minimum, he's always going to pop a 9k unless he just doesn't have sources.
Yeah.
Right.
And the memory gain is kind of nice.
I mean, any ace that can gain memory is always almost a potential turn steal, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Let's compare him to the other red aces. So Valk, obviously.
Definitely
Okay.
not.
If
Definitely
I'm-
not Crimson.
That's a 7. I'm thinking of level 6 aces. Sorry,
Oh, okay. At least
Is Sirius level 6 or level 5?
he's level 6.
he's a 6.
Okay.
Versus Quay, I think that's the only other option at the moment.
If I'm not building one of those archetypes, because that's the only time you'd probably put Ophani, Fire Chicken, or Dynus in decks, is if you're building those archetypes. I mean, I would play him over the other 3 if I were.
I mean, the problem is
looking for a level 5 or level 6 red ace.
he's red, and red just right now isn't doing anything.
red
Period.
sucks.
Like red has slowly somehow become the worst color next to green.
I mean, it was rarely ever the best color. It was at certain points, but I don't know. I feel like he probably goes somewhere in Copium just because he is splashable removal. You just don't play him.
Right.
Because red sucks.
Yeah. I'd probably put him above Saber because at least like he does have the on play to do the same thing as his when Digivolving.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Fanimon or whatever.
Now, Sean, you're saying this doesn't get played in Mirage anymore because of Hexplow?
They replaced it
Yeah,
with Hexaplow, yeah.
Yeah, Hexplow just hard replaced it.
Yeah, but at least it saw play and had results. At some point. I don't ever remember a series having results.
Mirage had results, and they occasionally had one of this card in their deck.
So technically, what you're saying
part of the deck.
Correct.
I think the only reason he was in it is because they didn't have a better blue ace at the time.
Yeah.
It counts for something.
I mean, it does what it needs to do. So,
Does it?
on play when... Yes, that's why it saw some play over, like, Azumarill. Because it can unsuspend, I think. Anyway, on play when Digivolving, you may trash up to 4 blue cards in your hand. For each one, trash any one card under your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then, return one of their Digimon or Tamers without cards under it to the hand. So you can bounce Tamers, which is nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. Tamer removal and Digimon removal.
When attacking, by returning 3 cards with Jellymon in their text from your trash to the bottom of your deck, this Digimon gains security check +1 for the turn. So this is literally used as pseudo removal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it was effectively a level 6 Zudomon that also could interact with Tamers.
I think it's either top of Copium or bottom of tier 2. Because at least it's removal.
I will say this is one of the better blue level 6 aces we've seen, but I don't think it's going to see the play anymore.
No, not anymore.
Now that cards like Hexplow just exist, and it's an infinitely better splashable level 6.
It's not an ace.
Yeah, but I was going to say it's not an ace. At least this is an ace, and I can remove your Digimon.
Tell you what,
when you're attacking me.
I think it probably goes like right here.
I'm down for that. Like, I could even see this card making a slight resurgence with all the Tamer decks coming around. Just being able to bounce their Tamers back to hand is actually pretty fun.
They have Hexablow now. Hexablow bot decks their Tamers.
That's fair. How many of them, though?
Just one, but same thing for him.
Well, I mean, no, because you can trash up to 4 blue cards in your hand for each one. Oh, no, because it's one of their... Okay, yeah. No, you're right. Hexball's just better.
Yeah. Alright, whatever the hell the green rabbit's called.
Diarbit.
Dagnabbitmon.
Damn it, Bobby. Alright, on play, when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. That's already better than the Saber Leo. Then, if you have no unsuspended Digimon, gain 2 memory. So you can potentially Evo for 1.
Mm-hmm.
When attacking, you may play 1 Digimon card with the Enagoramon in its text from your hand without paying the cost. At the end of your opponent's turn, return that Digimon to the hand. So it can play a second copy of itself.
And then give your opponent 4 overflow when it bounces back to your hand.
Yeah, but you got to Evo into it for 1, so it's fine.
This can technically steal turn, right?
Read his first sentence effect again.
Yeah, so you technically can, yes. So when on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if they have no unsuspended Digimon, gain 2 memory. So if you suspend their only dude on the board, or I mean, I guess they would already be suspended because it's swinging, you can gain 2 memory.
They're only, like, if say they have 2 bodies and they swing the first one, you can suspend the other one and gain 2 memory.
Yeah, but if they have a really wide board, probably not.
Alright, so
this can potentially still turn.
It can, but it doesn't have removal in it.
Right, no removal.
Instead, it plays bodies.
Yeah, that has to be bounced back to your hand.
Right.
It plays impermanent bodies.
Yeah, it's also like, come on, you're not DNAing in this deck, so those cards are 100% getting bounced back.
I'm thinking like around here-ish.
I'm down for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's
a good spot.
All right. I forgot what this guy is. He's level 5, I think.
Yeah, he's the level 5 ace. Regulus or Regulusmon. Hand Counter Blast. On play, when Digivolving, trash one card in your hand. Then, you may place one card with Gamamon in its text from your trash as this Digimon's Digivolution card.
Okay.
All turns, once per turn, when an effect adds Digivolution cards to this Digimon by deleting one level 4 or lower Digimon, so it could be yours or your opponent's, you may play one level 4 or lower Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. So he has 0 removal except for level 4 or lowers.
And in Gamamon.
And in
so
Gamamon.
Type blocked. Alright, so I'm thinking like right there.
What?
Honestly, I think the Wergaru is better than him.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Bahumon should be at the bottom of it.
Yeah, Bahumon. But at least Bahumon's on deletion gets rid of anything.
Yeah, but like you have to put him on the field in the first place, and he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, imagine he just doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
All right, LM will come back to you, and now we go to promos.
Yes. Imperial Dramon. This card is decent. I think its biggest weakness is the fact that it just has overflow. And they gave us a better one with the newer dragon mode.
Agreed. I think this card's it's pretty okay. Do you want me to read it?
If you don't mind, I think it like suspends something and unsuspends something, and then like it can play a tamer or a body, I believe.
You are correct. So, on play when Digivolving, suspend one Digimon, then unsuspend one Digimon. All turns once per turn. When this Digimon becomes suspended, you may play one Tamer card or one Digimon card with 4,000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost.
It's not bad because at least you can play your Den and Cave or your Ken and Davis off of this, I
mean, if you're playing that deck, you probably, hopefully, would already have that on the board before you've gone into this.
Yeah,
I'm in like multiples.
It lets you play the level 4s out for free, or the rookie.
That as well.
I mean, that deck is so hyper specific, and it's got a plethora of options to choose from.
The problem is you just don't play this anymore, but and you're only playing it in that one deck, but that deck doesn't even play it anymore.
Yeah, I'm thinking somewhere in Copium.
I'd probably say just below the Myotis or just above the Myotis. So I'd say it's better than everything that came before it, because at least it doesn't have theoretically swing twice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it has no removal.
Yeah, it's no removal.
I mean, you suspend it and then you just swing over it. Duh.
You're right. When they're attacking you.
Oh yeah, this also has the issue of I think being better as a proactive card, like Dynamax.
Yeah.
Guys, remember it's Imperial. It's definitely proactive.
Let's stick it like right here.
Okay.
Fine by me.
All right. Rusty.
I mean, do we even need to talk about Rusty?
Yeah, you can just
I legitimately forgot what he does. I believe he doesn't have an on play.
He does not.
Yeah.
So, when Digivolving, suspend all of your opponent's Digimon with DP less or equal to this Digimon. All turns once per turn. When an opponent's Digimon is deleted in battle, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So they gave him generic green level 5 inheritable and Puppetmon.
Chris, where would you like to put Rusty? I'll let you decide.
Also not an on play. Just remember that.
Yeah, not an on play.
I think at the top of Dog Water.
You mean it's a good play?
That is no longer a tier.
Dog Water. No, it's a good play. You can't even play this in a regular green deck. You're not even. When would you ever play this card?
You wouldn't.
I think you could actually put it behind Beelstar. I think Beelstar Aces and the War Guru one, because at least those two decks would beat the hell out of that deck.
At least it would get potentially played in its own deck. Like that one's right there with the Bahumon, where it's like even in its own deck, you would probably not even want to play it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, Diaboromon.
gotta be tier 1, right?
Doesn't have.
I mean, this
play.
is it's not
Right.
an on-play, but at the same time, like even reactively, it's still like a very good card, and like the more you play, the better it gets, and just like the more you go. Yeah, the removals aspect, just having an errata on the board makes this card so good. But I mean, that requires setup just by himself. It's not
You
as
do only
Only
you do only play it
with errata.
Yeah, that's right.
You do only get to play it in one deck.
You could splash this in.
Yeah, you could.
I think it pops a 7 cost if you just blast into it and play out a token.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his all turns once per turn is when an effect plays another Digimon, so you can even trigger this off partition or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You may delete one of your opponent's play cost 3 or lower Digimon. For each of your Diaboromon in play, add 2 to the maximum play cost. So if it's just him and the token, it's only a 5.
7.
7, because he counts
Oh,
himself.
because he counts himself.
Yeah.
No, 7.
So I mean, he is technically splashable in black decks. I have seen black decks do this in the past, where they just play him.
Agreed.
Because I mean, yeah, he's just a free extra body on the board.
And that actually deletes, I think, almost every single, if not every single, level 6 ace in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I think we're starting to get 8 cost aces, but we're not there yet. Like as far as level 6s go.
Yeah. When they start giving them inheritables, I think, is when they bump them up.
Yeah, just like they did with the level 4s.
That's what I'm thinking. Somewhere
Or
towards
5s, I mean.
the middle or top of tier 2.
Yeah, I could see him being above, like, Ophani. And I'm trying to decide how I feel about him being near those other 3.
What are you thinking, Sean?
I'm thinking behind Ragna.
Okay.
If it was an on play, I would probably want to put him in tier 1 somewhere, but because it's not,
Agreed.
I think
Yeah.
it's go tier 2. But he is splashable in black decks, and if we're ever in a format where there's a bunch of aces flying around, I think he would be a good tech, because he blows up basically every ace that's not a 7 currently.
Right, because I guess you could technically play him in like Mother Control.
I was just
yeah.
about to say that. You could technically play your opponent forced to swing into it with taunt, and then you just go into him, play an extra body on top of that, and then pop one of their dudes.
Yeah.
All right.
It has playability, we'll say that.
Yeah. All right. Starter deck aces. Ward Green.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry they printed this.
Trying to think where it should go.
I'm putting it in. It's a good play. It's not even when it got printed. It wasn't even close to the best Wargreymon you could have been playing.
Yeah.
Like all he does is come out and block.
I know. He doesn't even have an on player when digivolving.
But he's somewhere low in It's a Good Play.
He's a 6 cost hard drop blocker that can unsuspend per turn.
And like, sure he can unsuspend, but whoop-de-doo.
He might be one of the worst Wargreymon cards of all time.
I think the BT5 rare is better than this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I think he's better than the rare.
You think he's better than the rare?
I'm reading this BT5 rare.
It deletes
Hold
like
on.
a 3. No, I think it deletes a 3K or lower.
Hold on, we're reading
I think
this
that's
guy.
his inheritable, but I feel like that's also what his when digivolving is.
No,
Can
he's
he
better.
even-
He's better. Listen, I'm gonna read this card to you, okay?
Okay.
When digivolving, if this Digimon has a Greymon in its sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with blocker. Boom, he's better.
Boom.
Gotta have
He
block.
kills him. He kills him. He kills that Greymon though.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah. No. Put the Biomon behind it. Ah, there we go.
Yeah,
now it's
there we
all
go.
right with the world.
And you were correct about his inheritable. It deletes a 3K.
Yeah. Where Garu Ace?
In metal.
Oh, sorry, Metal Garu Ace. Whatever cards are called.
I want to put him somewhere in Copium.
No, I think he's a little better than Copium. This is like your first true turn. No, because I mean, he's not splash. No, he's not splash ability.
He's splashable in purple. Yeah.
Yeah, he's splashable in purple. Because I know Hunters played it. Of course, Melga played it. And he's generic purple. He trashes 3 cards to be a turn steal.
I was thinking like somewhere around here.
I was going to say below the Lord Nightmon, just because the Lord Nightmon's collision is genuinely really good. Like, he has removal, but it requires him to swing. Other than that, he's just a turn steal.
I would rather steal my opponent's turn than try to force them to be blocked.
Okay, yeah, I can vibe with that. I vibe.
I just think the memory gain, like, on top of the obvious the removal effect if it's your turn, but like the 3 memory gain is so good, you can just randomly steal turn on people that aren't expecting.
It also just works with purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also a proactive card as well, because you can digivolve into it on your turn for free.
Yeah.
Without the use of a training or a, like a boost.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm down for that.
Mega
the best
Gargo.
The best starter deck ace we've gotten so far.
Yeah.
If it had an on play, we would all throw it in S tier.
Correct.
But like, should we just put it at the top of tier 1 or like somewhere in that like area?
I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm okay with that
because it's such a good card.
The reason I'm putting it above Grand Kawaga personally is because it also stuns Tamers and Digimon from being able to Digivolve. The fact you can play against a hybrid deck and then tell their Tamers you can't do anything is so good.
The Grand Kawaga deletes a Tamer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes Purple's okay with that because they can recycle it and play it again. If it's just on the board and they can't interact with it...
I mean, they have to attack with it in order to... like, let's say they have 2 Tamers on the field. If you suspend...
You delete one and stun the other one.
Yeah, you suspend one and... You suspend both and then delete one of them. They can't
unsuspend.
Yeah, they can Evo in on top of that Tamer, but they have to attack in order to trigger their effects.
I think the only reason why I would put it above the Grand Kawaga is because I think it gets played in more decks.
More variety.
Plus, you can... Yeah, and the combination. And now you could play either one of them with this card, but like the Rapid Mon, also just making it to where like your opponent can't immediately deal with it. And it's swinging twice, right?
Yeah, potentially.
And it's a blocker, correct?
And has a reboot.
It can block twice as well, and it has a reboot. Yeah, I'll put it at the top of tier 1.
I mean, I'm okay with putting it behind it as well because I like we've already said it doesn't have an on play.
Mm-hmm.
I would be fine with it like 1 or 2. Like both are very good.
That's the type of ace that feels like a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, I just feel like you get more value out of the Gargomon than you do the Grand. Like the Grand is very nice, but I think over time the Mega Gargomon would be like, throughout a match.
That's fair.
All right,
now these are all the cards we don't have.
Yeah, we don't have to tier these, but we can just kind of go over them and think about, like, speculate where we think they may land.
We can go ahead and tier them, whatever. So we'll get these cards in a little over a month in the LM set.
Yeah.
I'm going to have all these cards read to me. I don't remember what any of them do.
So Bond of Bravery is just Crimson mode, but, like...
14k?
14k, yeah. So...
And it's not one Digimon, it can be spread out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Bond of Bravery. On play, when Digivolving, delete any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up or is equal to less than this Digimon's DP. Okay, why was it written like that?
Because they're terrible at translating Japanese.
Man, I felt like I just read that with dyslexia.
Yeah.
Now, you can, if you're playing this... Oh,
he still has more. When attacking once per turn, if you have a Tamer, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack.
That's not bad. That can already be said better than Crimson mode because If you're playing this in a Greymon deck or an Agumon deck, right, you're boosting its DP up. So you're doing it for more than 14k. In some cases, if you're playing the one Agumon that gives 2k and the one Greymon that gives 2k, for example, that's 18k worth of DP on the board. That's a lot of DP. You're also playing this in Agumon, so you're definitely going to have a tamer.
Not to mention, you can actually just straight Evo on top of Agumon for a cost of 3.
So because of that condition, you can blast Evo on an Agumon on your opponent's turn into this guy.
Yes.
Right.
And on top of that, you can even do it with the Secret Rare Greymon from BT17 because it does not specify what level that Agumon has to be.
Oh, yeah. So you can blast Evo on a 7 on top of a rookie or a level 4.
Yes.
Right.
So this one's very versatile. Like me and Sean, we like to joke that I tell him the Bond of Friendship is better. But generically, this one is the better of the two. Let the record show that I did say that.
That deletion effect is also on play, right? Like this has an on play.
Yes,
it is.
Yeah, so I think it's got to be above the Gallant.
That's where I was wanting to put him, is just right above Gallantmon Crimson mode.
Yeah, because I mean, Crimson could potentially end the game through more security. But I feel like you'd be playing it in a better deck with the Bond deck, if that makes sense. Like, Bond itself is going to be a better deck to play it in. And generically, it is also very good.
Yeah, then he just trashes his security if you have a tamer. Like, he doesn't need to wait for anything to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You could potentially do that, like, turn 2. Like, I don't know how you'd get him out turn 2, but you could.
I mean,
I guess you could use your tie, yeah.
Play 3 Blinding Rays and then Evo on top of Agumon for 2 memory.
Wouldn't you only have to use 2? Because it's 3.
Is it?
If you have 2 or fewer.
Okay,
it's 2 or fewer. You're right.
All right.
You are correct.
The Bond of Friendship, which nowhere near as good as a blast on top of a rookie.
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, this one's not very good, or just not.
It's bad.
Defensively, it's very bad. Offensively, it's pretty good. The original one is still better.
Exactly.
Which is kind of a problem.
Yeah, if an older card's better than one of
a card from BT6.
Right.
Yeah. Like, this is really good against decks that don't have a lot of sources, that just hard play stuff. But it fails against any deck that has a whole lot of sources. So, its main effect is, on play when Digivolving, return 2 of your opponent's Digimon with equal or fewer sources than this Digimon to the bottom of their deck. When attacking, once per turn, if you have a tamer, unsuspend this Digimon. So he can still swing multiple times, but his bot decking effect is nowhere near as good. Like, sure, you can be like, oh, but he can actually hit a level 6. But that level 6 has to have 0 sources if you're on playing it.
Yeah, he doesn't work as an on-play card.
Like, I guess you're trying to beat Demon Lords. Cool, I guess.
To just hand them 5 memory on their turn?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since it's like, it's not even when he attacks. It's specifically when he comes out, he's only doing 2. Whereas the old one, with the correct inheritable, you can bot deck 3 things. This one's only bot decking 2 things, but doesn't require any swing.
This sounds like a Copium card. Copium, or it's a good play? I don't know. It just doesn't sound very good to me, in my opinion. Like, just reading the card.
Yeah.
Like, I just couldn't imagine you playing any copy. I just couldn't imagine you playing any copies of this over the old one.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
Just because he can Evo into the Gabumon without the need of a tamer. That's the biggest benefit. That's it. That's the best card, or the best part of the card.
Yeah, and guess what, Brandon? That's not good.
Yeah.
I think it's probably somewhere in Cope. I'm just not sure where to put it. Brandon, where would you like to put this card?
I would bare minimum say it's better than the BT14s. I think it...
The what?
The BT14s, the level 4s, or 5s, I mean.
Oh, okay.
The Metal, the Lily, and the... Well, I guess Mega Copy's 15. I'm trying to think about against Ebon Wu and Jarbit.
No, you pause. That means that was the end of your thought. That's where it goes.
Whatever. I was gonna say maybe better than Ebon Wu, but
Tell you what, it's probably at least right there.
Yeah. Put it right there with the Thebin Wounded Dynast. I guess that's fine.
Yeah. Way worse than the original.
Hey, at least now you finally have a good ace card to use. Or bond.
Yeah, thankfully.
They literally said just flip it. Make this one good, this one bad. Make this one bad, this one good.
Dude, just in time. Can't wait to polish off my bond deck. Alright, what is this one?
Maiden Mode, Sakuyamon. So, on play when Digivolving, you may place one yellow Tamer card or one color option card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand on top of your security stack. So you just get to set your security up for whatever comes next.
Okay.
All turns, once per turn, when an option card is used, or when a card is added to the security stack, any player's security stack too, one of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 6k for the turn. The fact that's once per turn is actually real bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fact that they limited that to once per turn is kind of unfortunate.
And it's not even like premium DP neg.
Yeah.
So if you do it to them and then get the turn back and then you want to do it again, like that's just not how it works. It's back to normal.
Did you say it's also on play?
It is also an on play.
Okay.
I don't think it's like trash. I definitely think it's somewhere in tier 2.
You think so?
I wouldn't even put it in tier. I wouldn't even put it in tier 2.
I would say like bottom of tier 2. I mean, you think so? You think cope?
Honestly, yeah. Like that, when an option card is used or when a card is added to security stack, neg 6k is just not worth it for me.
I feel like it's better than Seraphimon Ace.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Because it effectively does the same thing, except for you get to decide what you want to put on top, and it immediately minuses 6k to something.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
You're right. It's a better proactive card, I think, than a reactive card.
Yeah, it is unfortunate how the wording is, because let's say you put an option card on top of your security, an option card getting checked out of security doesn't count as using one.
Yep.
So it wouldn't trigger the minus 6k.
Like, the best part about this, in my opinion, is the fact you can blast Evo on top of your level 6.
Oh yeah,
which is nice.
Yeah.
Because she does have the bracket that she can Evo on top of Sakuya.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Alright, Shivamon, I believe.
It is Shivamon. So, on play when Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security cards... Oh, this is a Pulsemon card.
It is.
Ew. If you have 3 or more security cards, suspend one Digimon, and one of your opponent's Digimon one of your Digimon gets 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. If you have 3 or fewer cards, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. All turns, when this Digimon is suspended, it isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon.
Does it have Insectoid as a rule or a trait?
Let me check.
Okay.
It is its type. He can be used in Tyrant.
Okay. I think this would go in Tyrant, if I were to guess.
Agreed.
Yeah. I mean, just being able to bot deck something is pretty nice. And then he's also unaffected by stuff. Pretty nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That is nice. But, like, the older Shivamon is just like, hey, what if you couldn't play option cards?
Yeah. What if my Tyrant is immune to your Digimon and you can't play options?
Thoughts?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this would come in and replace that. Like, I would rather have that, more than that.
Yeah,
and you're not going to replace...
Word,
yeah. And you're not going to replace that with the Grand Kuwagamon Ace.
And then also looking at this for the Pulsemon deck, I don't think this sees play either. Because you'd rather use... Yeah. I'm saying you'd rather use Shroud or Kazu than this.
Robbie's going to put it in his Pulsemon deck. He was talking about it last night.
No, you're not, Robbie. Don't lie to us.
It's not like a bad card. I just don't see this ever seeing play.
I mean, I guess in Pulsemon there is that level 5 where if you attempt to remove it, you can Evo it, so you'd be tempted to swing, but then you could blast instead and then bot deck something. So I guess that's a play that is possible.
I'm fine putting it somewhere in Copium.
Yeah.
I just don't know where.
I mean, bot decking stuff is genuinely pretty good.
It is removal.
I would say above Myotis, and I'm debating about above Seraph.
Can you read it again? Does it? So if you have to have exactly 3 in order to suspend, and then bot deck something suspended.
Yeah. So if you have 3 or more security, suspend 1 dude, and one of your Digimon gets 3,000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 3 or fewer, return 1 suspended to the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
But I mean, if they are swinging at you,
it would be then suspended.
Yeah. So you're at least bot decking potentially the card swinging at you.
It's so restrictive, though. It's like, hey, you got to be at 3. Early game, that's not getting as much. It's like it's a better late game card, I guess.
I kind of want to put this at the bottom of tier 2 somewhere.
That's fine.
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
I think it's worse than the bond of friendship.
You mean bravery?
Bravery, sorry.
Yeah, let's say friendship is all the way down there in Cope.
tier 1.
Yeah, bravery's in tier 1. I meant friendship. Yeah.
Friendship is
Friendship's in Cope.
Cope.
We're talking tier 2.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to put it in tier 2?
And the
Yeah, like bottom of tier 2 over there by Lord Nightmon or Jacquet. Because bot decking is genuinely pretty good removal.
Yeah. I think it's better than Lord Nightmon.
I'm thinking like right here.
Thinking better than chicken?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, Cybergemon?
Yep.
Yeah.
The first, I think we're getting that has the inheritables, and I think going forward they start getting more and more inheritables.
Also
and
the
I
first
do
level
see
5 Black Ace.
Yep.
Yeah, I do see this actually seeing a lot of play in some different decks, so.
Yeah, any deck that plays Tamers and plays black cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Alright, so on play, when Digivolving reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, you may play 1 black Tamer card with a play cost of 4 or less among them without paying the cost. Return the rest to the top or bottom of the deck. Then, if you have a Tamer, de-evo one of your opponent's Digimon. Inheritable. When attacking once per turn, de-evo one of your opponent's Digimon. Let us also not forget he is a cyborg trait.
Yeah.
Question, he does have that on play, right?
Yeah, I said on play when Digivolving.
Okay, no, I just was making sure. This has got to be like somewhere in tier 1.
I agree.
I agree, yeah. The fact he has de-evo and then he also gives the inheritable de-evo is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
You can even play this in Machine Dramon, and now Machine Dramon has access to de-evo when he swings.
We already have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you have another one.
They can play their analog off the top of the deck.
Yep.
Yeah, that as well. I think what also really helps this card is it says top or bottom.
Yeah.
Like you get to pick. Like you see some cards, you're like, oh, I want these. You're like, oh, let me put these back at the top.
Yeah, it's literally just the power creeped Mamamon from BT11.
Yeah, this card is crazy. It's not like you're not
either top of tier 2 or bottom of tier 1. That's kind of
no. It's gotta be in tier 1. Like this thing is crazy. I don't think it can win games, but it's very interruptive.
Utility. It's very good utility.
Yeah, it sets you up. It has de-evo on both ends.
I think it's gotta be somewhere around the Angelomon and Zootamon area. It's gotta be somewhere around there.
The only thing that's holding it back for me is that it's a black card.
Yeah, but this makes Mother Control like even better.
I was thinking like right here behind the 2 red 7s.
Think so?
I'm down for that.
It's not pure removal. De-evo is very strong, but like it doesn't actually get rid of anything.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, like if you're de-evoing a level 6 as it's swinging at you, you can't interact with that level 6 anymore, and then it's turned to a level 5 and you're hoping maybe it dies to the check.
Yeah, or
unless you can block it.
Inheritable, I guess. How much does this guy have? 10k DP, Brandon. I remember the original Cybergemon was big.
He is only 8.
Okay.
But if you're playing it in that archetype, he's probably pretty big.
Probably got a buff.
I seem to remember they give a lot of DP bonus.
And his tamer play, it's not color restricted either. It's any
black.
tamer, right?
Black 4.
Oh, it is black. Oh, okay.
Yeah, black 4 or less.
All right, I'm okay with that as long as it's somewhere up there. I definitely think it's a tier 1 card.
I agree. I think DEV on both ends is really good. In addition to the
I seem to remember we were pretty hyped about this last one.
This card is very good.
Alright, on play when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 11,000 DP or less. So just straight blanket delete something. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area, play one Guiomon from this Digimon's Digivolution cards or from your trash without paying the cost. If this effect played, place this Digimon as the bottom place this Digimon as that Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Inheritive effect. All turns, add 5,000 DP, or add 5,000 to the maximum DP you can choose with this Digimon's DP-based deletion effect.
Yeah, so this is literally an ace that dodges ace overflow with its own effect.
Yeah, because it's never actually leaving. It's just going whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it literally floats into another body, and they don't even get the overflow.
Yeah, the only way to hard remove it is to, like, bot deck it or something, right?
Yeah, do something
when
that's
it would
not
leave the
purple or
battle
red.
area.
Wait, what's the interruptive effect again, Brandon? Or
It's when it actually would work. It's when it would leave the battle area.
okay, so it's not even
So
on
you'd have to
deletion.
de-evo
Okay,
it.
yeah, you'd have to de-evo it, and if you hard
De-evo it.
if you hard played it, you can't do anything about it because it would just float into the rookie.
So
The way to get the
right
overflow
off-
at that point is to have source strip.
yeah. So it's got to be somewhere. I'm thinking either high in tier 2 or low in tier 1, right? It's just no, I don't even know because like you have to play this in Gallant. Yeah, it has to be played in Gallant. You're not playing in anything else. So like somewhere in tier 2.
You don't have to play this in Gallant. So once we get the scramble cards,
Scramble.
a lot of purple decks are splashing at least one copy of the Rush Gilmon. You literally, in order to abuse this to its maximum, just have to see one Gilmon in trash. You don't have to be playing any other Gallantmon cards.
Yep. And then boom, you have a Megidramon.
Yeah. And that's just
And not to mention, I mean,
that's just his win-leave. Like, that's just his float ability. Like, you don't have to be playing.
yeah. And then on top of that, like, even if you are playing it in his archetype, he's going to be deleting more than 11k.
Yeah.
Right.
That archetype is literally, hey, increase your DP, man, increase your DP, you know?
Also, if you blast Crimson Mode on top of this guy, it's 20k immediately.
It's hilarious.
Right away. I think it's good. I just don't know if it's like game breaking.
I think it should go in tier 1 somewhere.
I'd be okay with, like, the bottom of tier 1.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if I'd
okay
put
with
it
low
above
tier 1.
Susan or Omni.
I think it's better than Cyberdramon.
Really? Oh, but look how much value you get out of Cyberdramon. That is so much value, and it's getting played in it can get played in every black deck, I think.
That's playing Tamers.
Like this is a staple. Yeah, I mean most decks play some amount of Tamers.
No.
Like, well, the good ones are at least.
Lord Nightmon X plays 0 Tamers.
I could play that card in Bees.
It's a purple deck.
That's a good
play
deck, though.
Cyber.
You said most good decks.
Most good
I could
decks.
play Cyberdramon and Bees.
You could. if
I
you
did say
played
most.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Well, that and the Mind Ring Tamer.
Oh yeah, true. I think he has a decent on play / win digivolving. He has an inheritable, combined with the fact that he can float and just dodge Ace Overflow completely. In addition to dodging the removal effect, basically.
I also love how he stays as a 7 cost, even though he has an inheritable.
Yeah.
I just think that you're really only going to get its maximum effectiveness in Gallant like you said, Sean, you can play it in other decks that play that Rush Guilmon,
Mhm.
but like you're talking about seeing one card, and you have to hopefully see it because it has to either come from its
Playing
sources
purple, you're
or the
good.
trash, right?
Yeah, you're playing a purple deck though.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
good.
I know, but still, like Sean, you were playing Lord Nymon X last night, and both your Lord Nymon X's were in your security.
Mhm.
There are gonna be times where you're just never gonna see that one card.
It would be very easy. Like if I wanted to, I could play 2 copies of this and 2 copies of the Rush Gilmon and Lord Diamond X once we get the scrambles.
Chris, you need to remember.
You're talking about you're talking about a lot. You're talking about a lot of cards that you have to also play for this one card to be like cool.
The Rush Gilmon.
Like,
once we get the scrambles, the Rush Gilmon makes sense to play because you can play it at the start of your turn and then immediately attack with that stack.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
but I'm saying
I'll put it at the bottom of tier 1.
I'm fine with that.
You happy?
Yeah, I just don't. You just don't win games with it.
You don't.
Man,
That's messed up.
Looking at these cards, you know what's the one thing that would make me very upset about them? If they're not foil.
They should be.
They better be.
I'm pretty sure the entire LM set is supposed to be foil. I think that's how it was in Japan.
Yeah, that's how the first RP set was.
Granted, we're not getting the same LM set as Japan, but because like all the LM cards,
you guys have protoforms.
Yeah, all of the LM cards we've had so far have been foil. Like the inserts in BT15 were all foil, and I think they were textured too on a lot of them.
So the actual hits were.
Yeah, I'm hoping Ruin Mode is textured and Death X.
Man, I love how they said
protoform. Oh wait.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not going to be in there. I still have people commenting on that post that I made asking if that's been confirmed.
It is now.
People are still coping. Yeah, no protoform.
I mean, I understand, man.
Sorry.
They really want protoform, man.
Man, are we really saying Valk Ace is #1 ace card? I mean, I'm fine with that.
I said that since that card was printed. I said that's the best ace we've ever had and probably will ever be for a while.
I don't know. Chris is over there on the cope train that Sakuya, the Talmon ace, is going to be tier 0.
Yeah, Talmon ace isn't on here. That's BT19, I guess.
Yeah, also that is like an entire deck. The ace card alone is not what breaks it. It's the ace combined with the level
with
6.
multiple cards.
Yeah. It's like an entire engine of those cards. It's not just like, oh, I aced my opponent with this level 5. I guess I just win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the ability to ruin mode on your opponent's turn is just ridiculous. In addition to his extra security check that he gets or popping an 8k or lower. Like, I forget he actually does that when talking about it. Just the 5k blanket is good enough.
I mean,
you do that.
Like
you do that. Let them hit your security, and then you're like, okay, now I blow up your Digimon.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at the top 3 on that list of best aces, they're like, if you taunt your opponent, you're getting the maximum value out of those 3.
Yeah. Guess what card can Evo into all 3 of those?
What, Sean?
I was just letting it.
Oh, Edamon.
Yeah. Best card.
Yeah.
Because they're all yellow.
Yep.
Alright, so what now? Comment questions?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments how you guys feel about this. I'm sure we've angered a couple of people that are coping about some of these cards.
I feel like we were pretty fair.
Maybe.
It does disappoint me that the only good Garu ace card is the Metal Garu. So bad. So sad.
One of the first aces we ever got.
Yeah.
In English. In Japan, they got that with BG14. Oh no.
Oh no. What did you do?
It was telling me error when I tried to pull up the comments. I hit newest and it was like, error.
Oh, I just close and reopen it. It usually works.
That's what I did. I'm a millennial. I know how that works.
Heck yeah.
Alright.
Don't do that. Just real quick PSA, don't do that with modern day gaming consoles.
turn it off and turn it back on?
Back in the day, you have to like do that to fix it. But depending on what your console's doing, if you do that, you might brick it. Fun fact.
Are you playing on
'Cause there's,
Xbox
like-
or something? I feel like that's
No, it was my PlayStation 4.
that's not a modern console.
It's modern-ish.
That console is like over 10 years old.
Don't make me feel older than I already feel.
Okay, it's not modern, Grandpa.
I still have it. It's right there.
I still have my PS4 too, but it's
It's
not.
the silver.
It's not the
silver
one in the
Batman
living
Arkham
room.
Knight. Yeah. Silver Arkham Knight one.
We have it in our bedroom as a DVD player.
Heck yeah, that's what all old consoles become.
Yeah.
Anyway, PSA over.
All right. Comment questions. Yogo Polo 6968. Thank you for being a channel member. A couple of things. One, not a question, but as long as my locals gets 12 or more people, we're doing win a box. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's lit. I wish that
That'd be awesome.
we could do that. That sounds sick.
Yeah, you say that, and then you remember what the bulk of our store's boxes were. RB.
Assuming it's the most current set, if they do win a box RB1, I'd be like, no.
That's probably what it is. Because that's the only set we had a whole lot of other than EX1.
Right. Well, this guy doesn't go to our store, Brandon. Yogo Polo, what box is it when you guys do win a box? Is it the most recent set, or is it RB1?
Yeah, that's lit if it is.
2.
We've been giving away so much RB1.
Yeah. With all the new aces out, can you guys do another ace tier list? Fun fact, I read this last night and I was like, that's a good idea. So we actually did that today because you asked this question.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We hope we didn't upset you with any choices.
I'm sure we upset a lot of people, but it's okay.
Tier list drama.
Yeah. MXH1334, you guys mentioned wanting a side deck, but personally don't think it will be healthy for the game. Instead of adding cool tech choices in the side deck, people would just include auto win cards like Crimson Blaze, Ruin Mode, Death X, etc. Just like Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you think about this point? I think people that think side decks would be the end of the game is about as correct as the people that thought mulligans would be bad for the game.
I think it just helps you with matchups that are not in your favor.
Yes.
And that's like the whole point. It's a mind game. Like if your opponent knows you're siding in the cards that hurt them, they can side in cards that out the cards that they think you're siding in. And it's like a whole 3D chess you're playing with your opponent. It takes it from being, oh, this is just an auto loss matchup, I'm never going to win, to, okay, let me put these cards in. Now maybe I can have a favorable chance, but your opponent also knows that you're going to be trying that. So it's just like, it opens up better deck building as well. Because now no longer are you going to have to be forced to play those auto win cards in your main deck if it doesn't quite fit your strategy.
Yeah, I think people are under the impression that decks that have a good matchup into something are also going to have cards in their side deck to make that matchup even better. That's not what's going to happen.
That's not how that works.
Especially, like, I think if we ever get one, it'd probably be 5 cards.
Right.
So,
which isn't a whole lot.
Yeah, they're not going to have the room to just be like, oh, what is this matchup that I already blew out of the water? Let me add more cards so I can just win even harder. I think it'll be like what Brandon said. It will help you, because there are certain decks you just kind of auto lose to, and you can have cards in your side deck dedicated to those matchups specifically.
Yeah.
Or
Like
just,
imagine being able
random
to
good
swap
stuff
in.
techs.
Yeah, like you could even swap the floodgate you need in that matchup. Like, oh, in my main deck I have the memory cucker, but I'm playing against the guy who plays stuff by effects. Let me slot that guy in instead.
Yeah. Like against Demon Lords, I would cut as many Gazimons as I needed to put the rest of my Psychmons in.
Right.
But like they play outs to that, and after side decking, they would probably side in more outs to that because that would be something they anticipated.
They know you're going to be putting more. Yeah, exactly. See, it's more mental game.
Yeah, so they'd be putting in more of the Porcupomons or whatever it's called if they weren't already playing 4 of it. In addition to, like, I guess they could also be playing Deltamon now.
Yeah.
But But yeah,
Agreed.
It would be a back and forth. It wouldn't just be like, oh, I just lose because this guy has a side deck.
Right.
I think it'd be good for the game.
I agree.
That one Larry dude. I'm so disappointed that they made the special limited set so bad. No reprints that are worth a damn with 8 total AAs, all AAs from LM2 and LM4, crammed into a single box while keeping the ratios of 2 AA per box still the same. Now even the prices for Death X and Rune Rune will barely be affected. Also, I don't get why people care about the LM3 stuff being guaranteed 2 ups in a box. Like the aces and the scrambles would have been cheap even without that. Now they'll be worth pennies on a dollar. Rather we got good reprints instead.
So, what sense does that make to be saying that the Death X and Rune mode are going to stay the same, but these cards are going to be pennies to a dollar? Like, do people not realize like how much the box contains?
I think, based on that, I think he is under the impression that it is the same size as a regular set box.
That's what I'm thinking.
It is not. It is significantly smaller.
Right? It's like half the size of a normal box.
It's roughly half. I think it might be slightly smaller.
I could have sworn it's like 9 to 10 boxes or packs per box. I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, which is slightly smaller than half.
Yeah, because 24 for a box. So.
Yeah, the boxes are going to be close to cartons are, what cartons are in Japan, which are boxes for them, which is like a half box for us, but it's actually slightly smaller.
Yeah, so these things should probably retail for like $40 to $30, right?
I think the retail is like 40 or 45, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah. So you're getting 2 alt arts. That's effectively like getting 4 alt arts in like a regular main set box. I think Death X and Rune mode are going to be pretty cheap in the first week or two that the set is out.
Correct.
Yeah, because people are going to be ripping them and listing them, and the market's just going to keep going down and down. So that would be the best time to pick up those cards, because that's probably going to be when they're at their cheapest. I think they're going to be pretty affordable. Like, I would imagine Ruin modes entering like the $20 to $30 range, potentially 20s for the first week or two, depending on exactly what the ratio is per box as far as like how likely are you to pull one. But I think they're going to be very affordable. It would have been nice if we can. Yeah, it would have been nice if we got Protoform in the set, obviously. But I do think Ruin Mode and Death X getting reprints are very nice.
Yeah. I mean, we did even mention earlier in the week, like, hopefully they hear us talking about Protoform in the Facebook group, because, like, everybody is comment bombing the reveals.
Yeah.
It's not too late, but it is a box topper in 2.5.
I think they're probably scrambling, no pun intended, to put it in something soon, because as we've seen in the past, they are aware, or they can be made aware of the secondary market, because the promo Pulsemon, I don't know if you guys remember, but it was a pre-release participant card that ended up being like $40
a pop,
40 to 60 depending on like what day of the week it was. And they did a whole bunch of stuff to put more of those in circulation. Like, they were giving out like 2 per for participants in the big tournaments. I think they put it in something else, but they were just trying to like flood us with them to drop the price. And they also reprinted it a couple of times, and now those are free, but you don't play them anymore. And I know that they know that will be an easy selling point for, like, if they were able to put it as a box topper for 2.5, even as like a chance, like if they gave us like the other LM cards they didn't reprint in the LM set as like a 2 per pack box topper, that would make people open 2.5 even if they didn't want anything in the set.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's going to be coming out sometime at the beginning of next year, if they're able to do it. I don't know where they're at as far as their 2.5 printing. Dashir 1, maybe. The Dark Knight Mod Slander is crazy. You'd be surprised how many decks outright cannot handle it pre 2.0. I've pushed Magna X players to the edge. Pre-ban list, the LMX patches are one issue of getting big enough to handle 6s and 7s we previously couldn't touch. Don't sleep because it's not as abusable as Dark Animal Engine. This screams copium. I've played against Dark Knightmon. We had a player at our locals that played Dark Knightmon for quite a while. It's annoying is the best way I would put Dark Knightmon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just annoying, right?
Yeah, it's just little blockers that just float into more blockers, and they occasionally de-evo and blow up small stuff, but they're just annoying against a good deck. Adaptive Reasoning. That purple-green Agumon probably belongs to Dark Tyranno. He's been printed green-purple before. It's nice they awarded the Tyranno X promo so it could evo on Dark Tyranno. Sag.
Yeah, no Black War Gray for you.
Black War Grapemon.
Let's go, Tyranno.
So stupid. Relatos de la Dimension Differa 9841. Oh, thank you. It was more a comment than a question. I'm Ricardo. I have 2 questions this week. With unification, do you believe we also get the LMs like a regular product? I can see it become the reprint product this game needs a lot. They get things like Proto, Rivals Barrage, or Promo Deltamon on their LMs. What is the game you see more people coming from to Digimon? Okay, we'll answer the first question first, and then the second one's another question.
If LMs become our reprint product, I think they need to handle it better. As it stands, I think they can literally, I think I've said this before, just take a page straight from Yu-Gi-Oh! Just do what they do. Give you a product, like a tin, or like a little mini box, that has set promos that are reprints of cards that are really needed, put them in the product as a set pull, and then the set that you actually open and crack stuff for can also have reprints, but, you know, maybe splash in a couple new stuff in there as well to promote the product. I think that's how they need to handle it.
Yeah.
I mean, LM is pretty close to that. It's just they missed the mark on some of the reprints.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Protoform.
Do you have any thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, I kind of agree with Brandon. Like, if it can become our reprint set, unless they just want to really just make really weird specific cards, they're like, this is just kind of like a side thing. You know what I mean? I just, yeah, I don't know why card games don't do more of like what Brand said with like Yu-Gi-Oh, where like there's set promos that you're guaranteed to pull, and then like a couple packs from like one of the more recent sets. So you know you're guaranteed getting certain cards, and then like getting to open up a couple packs with a chance of pulling something.
Yeah, old set packs actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think about that. It's how the Yu-Gi-Oh usually handles their 10s back in the day.
Yeah. Bandai has tried to do something like that. Their issue is they've either picked bad promos or they still make it a random chance at getting onto the promos, like the 2
gift box.
Not those, but also those. But the one I was thinking of specifically is the 2-pack thing.
Oh, the double
double pack thing, where the original double pack you got.
How would you like another copy of Shine Greymon?
Rise Greymon.
Rise Greymon.
Yeah, they reprinted Rise Greymon, which was a rare from a set we had literally just gotten and wasn't worth that much. And then
God, that was so
the
dumb.
next one they gave us, it wasn't a guaranteed pull.
Yep.
And some of the card choices were bad, like straight up like not valuable.
Yeah.
So like if you bought one of those and you pulled one of the bad ones, you felt ripped off, even though there were like 1 or 2 that you may have wanted.
No value.
Like, imagine you printed a little double pack set, or like a little 10, like with 3 packs of old product, and you picked like themes for it. Like this one could be the Ruin Mode thing, and it would come with Ruin Mode, a copy of Protoform, and maybe like another card that needs to be reprinted, like Arena. And then the other one could be the other really big expensive card that needs to be reprinted, Death X.
Yeah.
Where it comes with Death X, Protoform, and that same like other card, like Arena, is always something I think of.
That's funny. That reminds me of the one 10 I can remember buying in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm pretty sure the 10 I got had Maxi, Tour Guide, and Rabbit in it.
Yes.
Which were 3 secret rares that at one point were all like mad expensive. They all came in 110.
Yep, 110, and they were super rares. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. They need to do stuff like that.
Yeah. I think as we get unification, I would assume our LM sets are going to be the same as Japan, because I don't know how the hell they would release both if they were trying to give us something different.
Yeah.
And if we got the LM sets as Japan got them, no one would be complaining. Because as Japan was getting them, they were good reprints. Like, the Quartzmon was a good reprint. Protoform obviously is a good reprint. Ruin Mode. All that stuff, like, and they were getting it like basically as those cards were like going up in the secondary market. So as long as they give us the same stuff, I'm fine if they just make LM the dedicated reprint set and just try to make cards cheaper. They do need to reprint cards that aren't necessarily meta, but do need to reprints like Rena, like Brandon mentioned. That needs a reprint, because if that deck ever becomes tier 1, those are $100 cards.
Easy. Yep. Yeah, like look at Analog Youth. That's another card that needs another reprint.
Also,
he's a $20 card right now.
Also, was in LM in Japan.
So it's like, I would love if LM was our dedicated reprint set, but I also want to be incentivized to buy more product that isn't just a box or a little gift box. Like, they need to push more product. Because I think, like, if you look at a store shelf, like, look at Pokemon. There's like 80 different tins with fan favorite Pokemon on them, and they get bought. Like, if you put Mew on a 10, my wife is buying that.
Yeah.
She doesn't even play Pokemon. She's buying that.
They do create a bunch of different ways to buy the same product, essentially. That is a good point. I never really thought about that. Yeah, they just repackage it and give you tiny little extra stuff in each one.
That's what I was saying with the 10. You get a couple packs of like one of the more recent sets, then a couple promo cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely better ways to go about what they need to go about, and there's a bunch of examples by Pokemon, or the Pokemon Company and Konami.
Steal their ideas. It's okay.
Yeah,
just steal it. No one cares. Nobody's gonna look at that and be like, "Oh, you stole that from Yu-Gi-Oh!"
I would be like, "Great! I've been waiting for you to do this. Thank you, Bandai."
Yeah. Here, have my money.
Yes. Other question: what is the game you see more people coming from to Digimon? Hereby a lot is Yu-Gi-Oh! And then he says the channel name comes from Return from the Different Dimension. That's like his at.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie.
No, it's a trap card.
Oh yeah, it's also a trap card. Yeah, I was thinking of the Different Dimension movie. Yeah. Honestly, every time I talk to somebody, it's usually Yu-Gi-Oh. Pokemon players usually stay with Pokemon, and Magic players usually stay with Magic. Yu-Gi-Oh is one of those only card games that actively tries to piss off its fan base, it seems.
Yeah, Konami does not care about its players; it just cares about money. Co-money.
There's a reason they're called Co-money.
Yeah. I mean, my only other card game that I played seriously competitively was Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't come from Yu-Gi-Oh! To Digimon. There was like a several-year break, but that was the last game I played before I started playing Digimon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's probably... I think Robbie still actively plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, I think he does.
Ben,
I see him cracking packs every now and then.
Yeah, Ben did try to stay up to date with Yu-Gi-Oh, but eventually just stopped. So yeah, I think it's probably Yu-Gi-Oh for us as well. Fa 280 Tum Hall 4. It's literally Phantom Hall with the number 280 in the middle of the word. Have y'all tried Owen Tamer to out floodgates, because whenever your opponent removes security, tap Tamer, pop 4K or less?
Why would I do that?
That's
you have to.
It just seems like so much just to do that.
Yeah, you have to put it in your deck.
Yeah. Still really cool name though.
It only works if it's removed from your opponent's security.
Yeah.
So like, you have to put it in your deck first and foremost, which is Yikes! And then
You
have
got
to
to put in
hit
your deck. You got to play it, and then you have to swing at their security. All to get rid of a floodgate. No, thank you. Just for Sean to be like, okay, Anubismon, play it back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Cool
like
name.
saying play,
Great name.
Sick name. Unfortunate of underwhelming effect.
Yes.
Benjamin Wiseman 6567. It's sad that we're at a point where we can say part green, so it's bad. Set after set, green continues to get shafted with bad decks, and as you discussed today, that includes the new bees. What even is the best green deck right now outside of half of Imperialdramon? I'd say probably Terriermon's Alliance, and Siren is a piece reliant, but I'd be curious to hear your opinions on that.
I think
It's
Tyrant and
definitely
Bloom.
Yeah, it's either Tyrant, Terrier, or Bloom. It's one of the three. And the fact that none of those three are actively seeing results is... Yeah.
Tyrant, you'll see top every now and then, but they have to have so much go right for them.
Yeah, they're a little sluggish into a meta that's filled with very fast hybrid decks that just turn their cards sideways. Dareday436. Hold on, they're referencing a certain point in the video. Oh, they're referencing the Chimeramon. Yeah, that's exactly how it goes. Because it doesn't list both in trash, it means it used the main deleted body from trash while the other's on the field. As far as the second set of Chimera and Mugen, you are expected to use Wicked God to play them, then delete one of the first batch, i.e. you have BT18 Chimera on field, then you use Wicked to play BT19 Mugen, and vice versa with the other two.
Yep. They're just the other two are just so weird compared to the two I like. I just play them because they're names, and I'd rather have them just in case than not have them.
Yeah.
I saw someone comment saying that they like them, and I'm like, your combos must be like way more difficult to pull off than mine, because mine is literally just going to Chimeramon, play Machine Dramon, boom, Millenniumon. I read the other ones and I'm like, I have to do what to do what? So, like, you have to get them both on the board, and then you can DNA into them. The other one is just like this Chimeramon's like, hey, on deletion, DNA. So,
Yeah.
that's just me.
The deck is a little sluggish, unfortunately.
It is, yes. It's also very piece reliant.
Yeah. A block of tofu. I agree about Black Lord Knight for the most part. What I will say is it counters purple hybrid pretty well with the Tamer Hate and blockers, but it would get stomped by other tier 1 decks. Yes, unfortunately that is how that goes. I don't even know if it has a good matchup in a purple hybrid because they're so fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely gets stomped by everything else at tier 1 for surezies. Damien Carr 168, thank you for being a channel member, Damien. There is an old Lopmon that allows you to do this from BT3. Yes, totally forgot about that. He's referencing when I said that when we were talking about is there a card that lets you look at a card without revealing it to your opponent. It's the one that lets you look at the top security card, and then if you want to add it to your hand, you can.
Right, the yellow one, right?
Yeah, totally forgot about that card.
Okay, but what about a card that lets you look at your opponent's security stack without them knowing about it?
Well, now that we've remembered or reminded that card exists, it is possible that they could do something like that. Granted, that was in like the third set of the game, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Damien Carr, once again. Sean Chetting out here. Toga doesn't play the Tamer. He interrupts the play and reduces the cost by suspending something. Yeah, it's on me. Thank you for pointing that out. I was able to...
The game was over, guys.
Yeah, thankfully it didn't matter. But I was able to mention that in the video that I did Chet there, because I don't read green cards. J Phantom 8. Yeah.
I think that's 13. I think X
you're right.
is 10.
You're right. It's 13. I'm dumb. Okay. Is there any chance IRL matches will be returning to the channel? I don't know. We'll see.
No.
Well, he definitely hasn't posted like 3 in the last few days.
In this person's defense, they posted this like day of.
Yeah, 6 days ago.
Yeah. Question 1000, or Jesus, dude. Oreo X 1000. Question: are there 2 pillows or 3? There were 2 pillows in the deck profile I posted on the channel.
I personally like to have 3 pillows. I have one that sits against the bed frame, and then 2 that I actively sleep on.
Oh my
Nah,
God.
I'm a 2-pillow man. Yeah, I'm a 2-pillow man.
I guess I'm a minimalist. I only want 1 pillow.
I'm fine with 1. I'll get away with 1, but sometimes I'll like roll off of mine and be sleeping on the other. But I can get away with 1.
You have to remember, Chris has an entire queen size bed to himself, so yeah, he's rolling all over the place.
Even when I slept in a queen size bed by myself, I never ended up on the other end of the bed. If I fell asleep on one side of the bed, that's where I woke up at.
I be moving.
Okay.
I'm a very active sleeper as well.
I've never needed more than 1 pillow in my life. Anytime I've ever slept on a bed that
You
had more
just
than
said there was 2 pillows in there. What talking about?
in the deck.
You need to get your story straight, Sean.
Anytime I've ever slept on a bed that had more than 1 pillow on it, I moved the other pillows either off the bed or onto the other side of the bed so they weren't around me.
Sean, we're talking about Digimon. Why
Where
you keep bringing up your bed?
All right, amateur author 2202. On the topic of bees, Coda is a fairly decent card for bees as well. Reveals top 4 and adds any X antibody card, then is a memory setter on top of it. So Maki and Coda for tamers. I feel like Shu is probably better.
Coda could help with the consistency a little bit, but yeah, I agree. Shu is probably the better one.
Yeah, I don't think consistency is the issue.
Right, it's the aggression and just like overall deck itself.
Yeah, it's
the fact you are playing bees.
It's like,
that's the issue with the deck.
Yeah, I think if you just add Maki in, that would fix any consistency issues you might have been having.
Right.
Like, yeah. The closing out games quickly before your opponent figures out that your deck actually doesn't do anything and just kills you. 3 Ichor. Based on Sean's previous builds, even if a deck doesn't usually have an ace, I would also assume Sean threw an ace in there.
Yeah, he's talking about when I de-evoed your level 5 instead.
Yeah. I mean, that is fair. If you don't know someone's deck list, whether it be me or someone else, I would try to play around the aces that exist. So it would make sense. We don't currently have, unless I was stupid enough to put Susan Ace in my Lord Nightmon deck, there's not a 7 ace that I could go into on top of my 6s.
Yeah, imagine I swing at you and you're just like Shadow Serapi on top of your level 5. You literally couldn't, I don't think, but like
Sadly,
that would be hilarious.
I'd have to play a black purple level 5, which maybe I'll look into that, maybe so I can Shadow Serafi somebody.
Or, Cherubi. Cherubi also exists. You can play another dude.
Watch you. Then have to play either a green purple or purple level 5, which
none of that sounds good.
There are yellow purple level 5s, but Cherubi wouldn't play any of my other Digimon besides if I had a Pillowmon in my hand.
Yeah, I was gonna say Pillow's the only target. Yeah, never mind. Shadow Serafi though, that's good stuff.
I mean, if I were gonna do that, I would try to find a way to put Valk in the deck.
No, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just back to playing Yellow Vaccine, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I could actually throw in some Edamons. I am playing Delta, so like I could Evo on top of Delta or just hard play it.
It's an idea.
That is what it is. It is an idea. Whether it's good is another question.
All right, Brand, sign us off.
Under 3 hours for a tier list? That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm ready to go eat some lunch.
Same. I was only able to take 1 bite of my Sammy. It's cold now, but I'm going to finish it.
Yeah, E made cookies, so, I'm about to go eat some more cookies.
What? And she didn't bring me one? What the hell?
She brought me one, though. It was a very good cookie.
I thought you were eating cookie dough. I remember you mentioning you were eating cookie dough earlier.
Well, yeah, but now it's been a while. The cookies are
you tell E I don't want to play Call of Duty with her anymore because she didn't bring me a cookie.
Okay. E, Chris says because you didn't bring him a cookie, he doesn't want to play COD with you anymore.
Tell her I also don't want to play COD with her, but it's because I don't play COD.
Sean says he also doesn't want to play COD with you, but that's just because he doesn't play COD. Yeah. Sean is actually like OG, like one of those people who posts like 360 no scope compilations from Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, it's on my second channel.
Yeah, it's on a second channel.
Yep.
Sean Snipes. Yeah, she didn't want to interrupt you, That's why you didn't get a
Can't
cookie.
believe this.
I got a cookie though.
That's fair.
I
She doesn't mind interrupting Brandon.
She literally interrupted you and gave you a cookie.
Yeah, but she doesn't mind
I got
interrupting
two.
him.
Yeah.
She respects.
Can't believe it.
She respects you.
2 cookies.
I got
Alright,
dough and a whole
sign us
cookie.
off. Sign us off so I can get a cookie.
Yeah. No, I can't help. I got a loving wife who feeds me cookies.
I mean, you could do something about it. There's a legal path you can take to do something about that.
She was even able to make cookies after all those bruises on her. She's not always in pain. And all the beatings you give her.
Beatings.
Yeah, beatings. Alright, come on, Brandon.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, great news, viewers. Protoforms are currently about $50 now for the cheap.
Alright.
70.
Okay, go ahead, Brandon.
I would scoop them up while they're down there because once those go, they're back up to like $70.
Yeah, for real. Jesus. Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna go eat.
All right.
Yeah.
Later.
See you guys. Boy.
Later.